programs to sign in-state kids. And I know the portal is going to determine a lot of programs' fates. Maybe Arkansas is one of them. I don't know. But you got to have that core. I also think it grows the game, and it makes it fashionable. Now, you can say, well, it's football. I mean, what are you talking about? Football is already, you don't need to grow football anymore. I think you need to grow the idea that high school football players in Arkansas can go play for the Razorbacks. That's what a generation grew up believing. And I'm not saying it hasn't always been true. The truth is, it has always been that way. But I think the public perception perhaps has changed in that regard. And I think what he's doing there is good. Now, look, if you go out there and you're full of in-state kids and you're, nothing changes, maybe that's not the way to go. But I honestly think, Bart, what he's doing right now, I think long term, I think this benefits a lot of people. I just put it that way.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Bo. Thanks for tuning in. Hang out with Chuck and I every weekday morning from 6 to 9 a.m. live on YouTube or Twitter. Or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
What are you guys doing tomorrow? Got any plans?
I'll be here.
Got any plans after the show, Chuck, tomorrow?
No.
Perfect. That means you can come help me with your truck. Tomorrow's moving day.
Friends don't ask friends to help move.
I didn't know we were friends.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You're just talking.
No,
You're just talking.
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo.
Cheats, steals.
It's a real talk show.
Live from the Warfield Distillery Studios, Idaho's most awarded distillery.
Let it out.
Let it out.
Let it rip.
Let it go.
If you're a Hawk fan, be a Hawk fan.
Hey, Bo, you're wrong.
Come in at your own risk. Nobody's safe in here.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Obviously, we just made the announcement that KJ Jackson will be our starting quarterback. I'm excited about him and his role as QB1 with the future of our program. Wasn't an easy decision, but a very confident one we made as a step. Right? And it wasn't because of lack of talent by the others. It was a great mix of guys competing for that starting role. So I'm very, very confident moving forward with him as our starter.
Me and AJ, we've been battling all camp, and I think we truly made each other better all camp. Every single day came to work with a lot of excitement, a lot of energy. Coach Krams brought us in his office today and kind of broke the news to us and told us that, we still both got to go out there and compete every single day and be the best players that we can for the team.
Literally, there's some days it was back and forth, and it was true quarterback competition. And there's times that, where KJ had two good practices in a row and then AJ had the better practice. And I think what ultimately we decided was, they both looked really good on base downs, right? They both were doing really good things in Skelly and being able to lead the offense in different situations. But ultimately, it came down to the actual situational football.
I just got on the phone with mom and dad. I think those are the people I reached out to. I mean, they've been with me, the whole time. It's just, a milestone along the way. I still just want to be the best player I can for the guys in the locker room and win games in the fall.
And just like that, it's football season. We got a starting quarterback. We got a game in less than 2 weeks. Let's go.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Ready for game week?
Yes. Now, I'm just going to say it because I know people are thinking it. No mention of the Cowboys being 2-0 in the preseason and Edwards Open there. And I know that's what a lot of people are talking about today. I just wanted to make sure everyone was aware of that before we got into all the KJ Jackson stuff.
Have you been watching the Cowboys?
Well, they were on late Saturday night, out in the desert, as they say. And, it was America's team, but most of America was sleeping. So the NFL Network showed it all day yesterday. I mean, literally all day. Well, it's America's team.
Yeah.
So
we need football.
I'm not sure they're going to lose a game this year. But, from now on till the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I know we're going to talk about KJ, and we should. But I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that.
Joe Milton, he can sling the rock.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
it's QB controversy. In
no QB controversy.
It's exciting, man.
It's but they are 2-0.
This is your year.
This is it. This
so
is
you
it.
should be in a good mood.
I am in a good mood.
You got a great mood.
I am in a good mood.
The Cowboys 2-0 in the preseason.
Okay, we got a starting quarterback. Cowboys are 2-0.
Anybody get a raise? Anybody get a raise, an extension, 2-0 in the preseason for Dallas?
Well, I'm sure it's just a matter of time. You know, Jerry's always generous, with his team when they're playing well. Everybody has fun. Everybody eats.
Everybody eats. Hell yeah. Here we go, man. A week from today, we'll be in game week. It'll be the Monday before the first college football game for Arkansas.
And 2 weeks from today, but they can't do that against Utah and win the game.
Right.
That's what it's going to be.
Monday.
2 weeks from today.
Yeah, well, but but that
we
wasn't
can
a
look
real
ahead.
football team.
We can look ahead.
It's over. This is much anticipated. KJ Jackson to be named the starting quarterback, and man, he has been on quite a journey. This guy had 3 or 4 different coaches in high school, and then since he got here, it's been more transition, more of the same in terms of different coaches. He started with Enos, recruiting him, and then obviously Pittman was the head coach. And, of course, you go through the Bobby Petrino time here, and then you get a whole new coaching staff, new quarterback coach, all that this year. He was a 4-star prospect in the 2024 class, rated the number 18 quarterback in the country. Chose Arkansas over North Carolina, Ole Miss, Penn State, Missouri, Louisville, Kentucky, Kansas, and West Virginia, among others. And he stayed committed to Arkansas through this entire process, and he's never wavered. So now he gets his opportunity. I'm sure he could have gone elsewhere during the change that with the new coaching staff. Played for 3 different head coaches during his final 3 seasons of high school. That's what it was. So this guy's been through some coaches now.
And all the while, as a high schooler, all he did was just put up some of the best passing numbers in the history of the state of Alabama.
Yeah, third most in Alabama State history, 13 touchdown passes in a season. Won a state championship as a junior. Threw for 351 yards, 5 touchdowns in the championship game, and was the game MVP.
I mean, that's not unlike a lot of the numbers and stories you hear about some of the best players in the country. Now the question now is, can you, how do you transition? I will tell you, when he came out of high school, I know some people from Montgomery there, where he's from. They were, and still now, every time I talk to them, it's how's KJ doing? They think he's going to be a great player. They were mad that neither Auburn nor Alabama, were there at the very end. And there was some thought at the time, and I don't know if it was true or not. I kept hearing that, he's solid for Arkansas unless Auburn comes in or Alabama comes in, and then they didn't. And but you look at his numbers as a high schooler, and they are superstar numbers. I mean, they are superstar numbers. And so there is a zip on his pass, and you could see it from the first day that he got here. Now, having zip on your ball and being a good quarterback are 2 different things. But athletically, he has always passed the eye test. He has always looked like a guy. And I think they, at the beginning of last season, just to be honest, I mean, they had him circled as the heir apparent. Had Pittman stayed, had Petrino been the guy, I mean, KJ was going to be the quarterback. And so for this new staff to keep him, that was a big deal. It would have been disappointing, frankly, had he not won the job after, electing to stay. So I'm glad he's won it, but I'm glad that he had to win it.
Yeah, and now it's time to go show it.
That's right.
But good for him because he's stuck around. He's been through it. He's had the journey. He's obviously very coachable, and he wants to be here. And so now the best case scenario for Arkansas, I think you mentioned it earlier when you came in today, is what will happen after the Utah game.
Yeah.
Well, the best case scenario for KJ Jackson is obviously, and for the Razorbacks to be successful, is to hang on to that job, because that'll mean things are going well.
Well, right. I mean, you want, in a perfect world, or even in an imperfect world, you want to name your starting quarterback before the season starts and have him be your starting quarterback all season long, unless he's injured, unless something happens and you have to play the backup. You don't want him to lose the job. And KJ's going to have an opportunity to, grab the bull by the horn, so to speak. I mean, this is his gig. Unfortunately for him, and we were kind of joking about it a minute ago, about what people are going to be saying 2 weeks from today, regardless of what he does in that North Alabama game, and for a kid from Montgomery, that's probably going to be a pretty important game, even though that's not Alabama or Auburn. But then they're going to go to Utah, and people are going to, that's where people are going to begin to judge him. And I don't know that that's unfair, but that's just kind of how it's going to go for him.
That'll be tough.
Oh, yeah.
Not a first-time starter.
Welcome to big-time football.
But a first time where it's your team.
That's right.
Starter.
That's right.
Going into that environment, on the road, that late at night. So you mentioned he's passed the eye test from day one. And what was that Pine Bluff game? Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah, UAPB.
Where they put up so many points and so many yards, but everybody walked away from that game talking about KJ Jackson.
Yeah, it's smoke on the ball.
And how the ball came out of his hands. But you mentioned it's more than that, and Silverfield alluded to that in announcing him as the starting quarterback.
Literally, there's some days it was back and forth, and it was true quarterback competition. I mean, there's times that, where KJ had 2 good practices in a row, and then AJ had the better practice. And I think what ultimately we decided was, they both looked really good on base downs, right? They both were doing really good things in Skelly and being able to lead the offense in different situations. But ultimately, it came down to the actual situational football. And I believe a quarterback, in order to have success, has to be really efficient in those things. You guys hear me quite often talking about 2-minute offense, 4-minute offense, the check plays, the different things that come up, right? Is it a 2-minute situation before half? Looking at the clock, putting us in the right situation, seeing the blitz checks. And AJ did a great job with that. I just thought we thought KJ had the slight edge in that, and I think ultimately that's going to give us the best opportunity to have success moving forward. So we based it more so on situational football because that's real quarterback play, and that's where you get to see the biggest difference in those two.
And situational football is what's going to determine if he's a keeper as a starter or not. Because, look, you can throw 4 of the prettiest passes that you've ever thrown, and if you throw a pick on 1st and goal at the 8, or, whenever you've got to throw the ball down there in the red zone, you throw a pick, and, well, you're going to end up sitting on the bench. You just can't do that, and it makes those 4 great throws you made like it never happened. So situational football is what's going to determine his success, and that'll determine a lot of the team's success. You cannot win without a good quarterback.
So we'll have QB1 on the show here in a little over an hour.
Isn't that
7:30.
cool?
Yeah, right out of the gate, we'll have KJ Jackson, day one of being named the starting quarterback, and away we go. And I'll be interested to just kind of hear about him and what the journey's been like. What's the offense like now compared to what it's been? How does it suit a quarterback? We'll get an inside look from him.
I'm anxious to hear, and it'll be subtle. How does he carry himself today as opposed to a week ago today? How does he sound today as opposed to if we'd had him on last Monday or even Friday? Once you're named the starter, your chest goes out a little bit more, throw those shoulders back a little more, I would think. So, and that's what you want because that's the guy that's going to lead you into battle.
We're brought to you in part by First Security Bank. Choose the power of personal with community banking at First Security. Players love the Flex account because teams get their own debit card. You can get your own debit card with your high school on it. So if you're a parent, fan, or a player, you can get a debit card with your mascot. Fans love the local investment, plus mascot debit cards featuring your local team. The communities win with First Security Bank because their people are rooted there too. Choose the power of personal, First Security, where you bank better. First Security Bank, member FDIC. Off and running on a Monday. I don't know about where you are, but we hear thunder. We hear a little rain.
There was rain.
And we're thinking about maybe just going outside and feeling the rain. Good morning.
The coffee tastes better, the tobacco tastes sweeter, and it's all because of y'all.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Still searching for the perfect summer getaway? Mountain Home, Arkansas might just be your answer. Wake up in the Ozark Hills. Hit the White River at sunrise. World-class fishing, hiking, trails, kayaking, and when the sun goes down, it's the kind of quiet you forgot existed. 2 lakes, 1 great town. All right here in the Arkansas Ozarks. Check it out at enjoymountainhome.com. Mountain Home, Arkansas, where the outdoors is a way of life.
Hey, when it comes to pizza, nobody does it like Gusano's. Chicago style since 2004. Don't miss happy hour, Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. You can get $1 off drafts, wells, and house wine. Plus, their happiest hour from 5 to 6 features $1.50 domestic drafts. And exciting news, a second Fayetteville location is coming in late August, right on the corner of Joyce and College. Gusano's Pizza in Northwest Arkansas, Fort Smith, Texarkana, and Joplin. Warfield American Single Malt Whiskey starts with 100% local Idaho barley, distilled through Scottish copper pot stills, and aged in Idaho's mountain climate, where the elevation and temperature swings create a depth of flavor you won't find anywhere else. Now Arkansas owned, Warfield is crafting something genuinely different. American Single Malt with real roots and real craft behind it. Find it at select spirits retailers nationwide or visit drinkwarfield.com. For over 20 years, ProLand Title has been making title insurance easy for Arkansas families. Founded right here in Arkansas with over 45 offices statewide, our team of title insurance veterans will work alongside you every step of the way. They're independently owned, so their only priority is you. ProLand Title can say yes when others can't. Cheer for the pigs, close with the pros. Visit ProLandTitle.com to get a quote today.
Just so you know, and we've talked about this from day one on the show, nobody's safe in here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, it's Bo, and I had no idea how little I knew about insurance until my man James Boyette of State Farm started telling me. For over a decade, he's been delivering real value, not just the lowest price. That means helping customers find the right coverage for their life with personalized plans that evolve as life changes. Serving all of Arkansas and Missouri. If you're looking for a true insurance partner, auto, home, life, whatever you need, go to JamesBoyett.com.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal Price Check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
In a world full of shortcuts, one whiskey refused. 100% local Idaho barley, aged in Idaho's mountain climate. For complexity you can taste. A spirit that answers to the land and no one else. This is not just whiskey. This is a declaration. Warfield American Single Malt Whiskey from Idaho's most awarded distillery. Set the standard. Available at select spirits retailers nationwide. Drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older.
Summer in Arkansas means long days outside.
Whether you're headed to the lake, playing 18, or firing up the grill with friends, summer in Arkansas keeps you moving.
And with all those summer activities, you're going to need a beer that keeps up.
And that's where Yuengling Flight comes in. Just 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, brewed for people who like to stay active and still enjoy a great tasting beer.
Make Yuengling Flight part of your summer plan.
Yuengling Flight, the next generation of light beer.
DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Enjoy responsibly. Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
I'll tell you one thing, but listen, what a great show. The best sports show in the state is, no doubt, the Chuck and Bo Show. No doubt about it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The question really every day here on the Chuck and Bo Show is how long do we ease into it before letting Bart loose? Right? Isn't that true? Isn't that true? The Chevy of Fayetteville situation room is always percolating. And every once in a while, you look over there at Bart, you can say he's not ready yet. You can just tell he's kind of finding his way into the morning. And then there are other days where, just whenever you want to just turn the key on, the battery is fully charged.
Bart's like a horse that goes into the gate, and like there's always one that's really active and acting up, and he's waiting to go.
That's
he's
the
just
horse
waiting on
on.
the door to open, and that's Bart.
The wise guys go to the paddock.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
they check out that horse and they see who's
That's
ready
where
to go.
Bart puts on a show.
And Bart is in the paddock, and he looks like he's ready to win the race. KJ Jackson named the starting quarterback for Arkansas. We'll talk to QB1 at 7:30 today. As far as the weather goes, checking the radar, we got a pretty good system moving from the top end of the state, kind of middle to the eastern side of the state, all the way down through Arkansas.
Bring it on
for the next few hours.
Bring it on.
So a lot of people are going to get hit with at least a little bit of rain today as we get the day started on a Monday. And depending on where you are in the state, your lawn may be a little bit green, or it might not be green at all.
Yeah,
there's different parts that have gotten a little bit more rain, and there are some places that, it's like if you've got a little bit of water left in in a water bottle in your car, you feel like maybe you ought to just pour it on a portion of the grass, like just would feel, like you're making it feel better.
Yeah.
And you just wish you had more to give the other patches of grass. So the rain is a welcome sight. Hey, this is a good. Chuck's Cowboys are 2-0. We're a week from game day or game week. We're a week from game week, and there's some excitement with all that. And then if you're a baseball fan and you have season tickets or you're a suite holder, you're like, dadgummit. They're reseating Baum Walker Stadium. They're going to be reseating, if I read the announcement correctly, every 5 years in the major venues, being Razorback Stadium, Bud Walton Arena, and Baum Walker Stadium. But this is a little bit like what they did at Bud Walton Arena, and they did this a few years ago at Baum Walker, where your season tickets are going up, and your donations are going up, and in a financial college football, college basketball, college baseball world that we're in now, there's an understanding of that. But dadgummit, it's no fun for long, especially longtime fans who aren't going to spend that kind of money to be in those seats. There are plenty of people who will spend the money for those seats, which makes this, quote, viable for the university. But I'm just disappointed in general that we're in the situation that we're in college athletics. I get the money part of it. I'm just disappointed for the people who have been around, supported, and love it, that are getting priced out of the seats they've had or priced out altogether. And so that's a little bit of a damper on all the excitement going on for some people. And I know Bart's ready to.
What are your thoughts?
He's ready to take his shirt off and stand at the street corner.
Rip that Varsity Vibe shirt off and go get him.
Yeah, you might want to take that off first before.
Yeah.
Bart's views are not reflected by the First Security Varsity Vibe shirt he's wearing. It's not a reflection of them.
Rip it off.
That's right.
Put it down the middle.
Bart's comments are not necessarily reflective of those of anybody partnering with the Chuck and Bo Network.
Bart's thoughts.
That's right.
And Bart's alone.
Look, I mean, guys, I hate this. Like, there's and I don't think there's any other way to say it, right? Than like, if you like this and think this is good, well, you're probably just super rich. And congrats for you.
Yeah.
Congrats to you. This
you need a friend.
yeah, right. This is. I think this is awful. I understand doing it a little bit with football, right? Because that's a 72,000 seat stadium with a lot of boxes. That's going to generate a ton of additional revenue. I even agree with doing it with basketball to a certain extent, although I don't like longtime supporters of the program who have been in the building since Bud Walton, since it opened, and had their seats since it opened being priced out. I don't love that. Baseball's different, man. And Razorback baseball's different. It's always been different. And like the baseball fan base, yeah, everybody's a Razorback fan. But then you have the Razorback baseball fans who care so much about that, who care more about that than any other sport on campus. Like they frankly, like they're fine with whatever's going on with football, whatever's going on with basketball. Sure, they want them to win, but they care about Razorback baseball. That is their thing, and they're part of what has made that such a wonderful environment at Baum Walker Stadium. They've built that as much as any donor has. They've built that environment. They've built that stadium. They've built the need for it to continue to grow and expand and improve. Those fans have built that. And I don't like this at all. And frankly, and I'm going to say what I say next very carefully. I don't really love some of the quotes from Hunter Yurachek in the Whole Hog Sports article. If I'm just being blunt and honest, I'll read a couple that really just kind of rub me the wrong way. One quote, "It's not lost on us that there's some people that just can't afford to come to games, but at the same time, it's not lost on us that we've got to give our coaches the resources they need to be successful." Well, then it probably is lost on you that like people are being fans, diehard Razorback fans are being priced out of the ability to go to games. And this is not just a baseball thing. This is football. This is basketball. It is so expensive for a family to come over for any sort of Razorback sporting event. If they don't live in Fayetteville, you've got to pay for a hotel. You've got gas. You've got food. You've got the tickets, which are already exorbitantly high. You've got parking. You've got concessions. It is an investment just to be able to go to a Razorback game, right? And we've lost the plot on that. We've talked about how we've lost the plot on that. It's ridiculous, and something needs to be done about it because it's not fair to fans, alumni who spent thousands and thousands of dollars to get a degree from the university, but it's really expensive to be able to go to a game and support their school. That's not okay. And then I'll read this other quote. It's not lost on any of us in this room that the cost is being passed along to our fans and our donors, but there is a cost, and if we want to continue to be successful, that's what we have to do. It's not just a money grab for us. If we're going to continue to be successful, we've got to continue to generate revenue in our biggest buckets. The cost is being passed along to our fans and donors. But there is a cost, and if we want to continue to be successful, that's what we have to do. Here's what I would say. Here's what I would challenge Hunter Yurachek to do and everybody else running college sports, every other athletic director, every conference commissioner, everybody involved. Figure out a better way. Figure it out. Because what you are doing is and I'm not singling Hunter out here. I'm talking about this is happening at schools across the country and conferences across the country. I'm talking about the leadership of college athletics. What you are doing is ruining the product for the diehard fans who care so deeply about your team and their ability to be able to support the team in any sort of meaningful way.
JT in Hot Springs, what sucks most about Baum Walker is when there's a game on national television and there's a bunch of empty seats behind home plate.
Yeah, that's because corporations buy those seats and nobody goes.
I do think when you get into a certain level of where the seats are going to the people with the most money, you do have a little bit of an issue there. When you say figure it out, Mike, I think one of the problems that we have in college athletics is just that. You obviously see this, but like we have all these things going on, all these committees, the Protect College Sports Act. Every day there's all sorts of news about trying to figure it out. I mean, it's not that simple. Apparently, and again, I hate to be a broken record on this, but it all goes back to a foundational thing of what college athletics has become. It's become a business like the NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, and not even all of those organizations are run very well. But we're playing in a professional pool with an amateurism model. And that amateurism model has always been you donate to the booster club. And that's what supports it. And that's no longer really a viable thing to keep the kind of thing that we love college athletics for, like sort of the whole. It's been pretty wholesome for fans. Like, the pageantry, think high school sports.
Yeah.
You don't feel like it's a business when you walk in there. Now, when you go to a gym in the summer and you go to an elite summer basketball tournament and you pay $25 to get in and the team paid whatever to get in, yeah, you feel like you're getting taken. You feel like this is a little bit of a racket. You don't feel like that when you go to your local high school game and you pay $5 to get in. That's what college athletics used to be. And now it's turned into more of that like summer elite basketball thing where it's like it doesn't feel like it used to feel. And unfortunately, that's where we are because everybody understands, Chuck, we talk about it all the time. If you don't have money, you can be the best coach in the country. If you don't have money, it's going to be really hard to compete.
Well, and this is the part that's so frustrating about all this. Bart, you make good points. Bo, you make good points. I mean, and you're both right. It is tragic that people have been priced out of Razorback athletics. It is. Baseball is different than football and basketball because I don't believe that Seth kind of dealt with this in a text a minute ago, and I think he's right. Part of the popularity of baseball is going to the ballpark. Going to the ballpark, the nostalgia of the ballpark.
In person, being there.
I think we're going to watch Razorback football and Razorback basketball on television more than we're going to watch Razorback baseball is what I'm trying to say. But I also think this. Razorback baseball has been the best value in Razorback sports for a long time. A skybox at Baum Stadium has been the best value in Razorback sports from the moment they broke ground.
If you wanted a box.
It's the only area, and I think this is what's frustrating. The skyboxes at Baum Stadium, that's the only place in terms of the men's sports where a regular guy, a guy that's, works hard, doesn't make a lot of money, but makes a pretty good living, that guy could buy into a box. Now, he couldn't afford to do it at football. He can't afford to do it at basketball, but he could afford to do it at baseball. Now he can't. That part I think is unfortunate. But by the same token, and don't think every dime in all this is just going to baseball. I'm sure it's going to other things too. That is what's required right now. We are in the gilded age of college sports, and I think that's terrible. But that doesn't take away from the fact that we're there. And it does require big money to win. Now, I'm of the opinion that along with raising prices, and I'm not just talking about here, I'm talking about everywhere. I'm of the opinion there need to be real cuts in terms of the way these athletic departments operate. And I'm talking about personnel cuts, and I know that's painful. But these departments are too bloated. You're asking fans to operate on a lean and mean budget that includes them. You're asking them to pay you more than they've ever paid you before. Well, you need to be willing to operate a little leaner than you were operating before, too. And I'm not just talking about modest salary cuts. I'm talking about real stuff. I do think that should happen. I'm not naive enough to think that it will. I mean, I know it's not going to, at least not on the grand scale. So this is the way the system's set up, and you're right about that. If you don't have money, you can't compete. Right? I mean, you just can't. And our basketball program, Muss is a good coach. Cal's a good coach. What's the difference? A lot of money. At least that's a big part of it. So, and I'm not saying Muss is Cal's equal as a coach. I'm just saying that's a big difference, and that we have money now. So all that stuff matters. I mean, all that stuff matters, but neither one of you is wrong.
A lot of people reacting.
I'm sure.
We'll get to Barbara's call if you want to get in here on the Gasano's Pizza Hotline, 877-377-6963. We just got to take a break. We'll come right back to it. Monday morning, good morning.
As I've told you, I am a student of pop culture.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Ben Blakeman joining us to talk about something they've been doing for 35 years, helping Arkansans with their stories and jewelry.
You know, we want you to feel comfortable. We want you to feel confident. We want you to be educated. And we have a larger selection. We have more opportunities, more availability. Some people come in knowing exactly what they want. Some people come in having never been into a jewelry store before. We want both experiences to exceed all expectations.
Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks. There's no better place to watch a game than Walk On Sports Bistro. With more than 60 TVs at every location, catch all the summer sports action while you cool off with mouth-watering Louisiana favorites like po' boys and gumbo, plus burgers, ice-cold draft beers, and cocktails made for hot days. Incredible food, outstanding service, and a game day atmosphere that never takes a season off. Visit one of the 5 locations across Arkansas today, including Rogers and Fayetteville. Walk On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Hey guys, you're having a great show today.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Getting the job done means tough and reliable equipment, and that's what WT Equipment is known for. A locally family-owned dealership with 4 locations across Arkansas, and always ready to help you get the job done. WT Equipment carries the brands you trust, like the legendary Bobcat and more, and they're offering aggressive pricing on skid steers and mini excavators. Whether you need equipment, implements, or powerful Bobcats, the friendly team at WT Equipment is ready to help. Visit WTEquip.com. Enjoy Oaklawn's 24/7 smoke-free casino featuring over 1,500 slots and live table games from blackjack to roulette, craps, baccarat, and much more. Voted best casino by 2026 Arkansas Times Readers Poll. And enjoy headliner entertainment at the Oaklawn Event Center. Log on to oaklawn.com and get all the details. And the Oaklawn Resort Pool is open all summer. Access granted to hotel and spa guests. Come join the fun at Oaklawn Hot Springs, Arkansas's only casino resort.
Experience football game days on the Hill this fall as head coach Ryan Silverfield leads the Hogs into 2026. Great home matchups line the 7-game slate in Fayetteville, including kickoff in Arkansas on September 5th, the SEC home opener versus the Georgia Bulldogs on September 19th, and a Thanksgiving weekend rivalry battle with the LSU Tigers. Season tickets start at just $300 and are available now at ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
Here's Macadoodle's owner, Roger Gildehouse, on what he learned from Sam Walton.
I took my Walmart experience, and Sam always talked about, if you're going to get in business, you need to be better than the competition. Always be very price competitive, which we have been for 29 years. And the third thing, and most important thing, is have a customer service program that is beyond what the customers expect to get.
Visit Macadoodle's just north of the state line in Pineville or at Guess Who in Bentonville.
Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
I think you will see this team this year play hard, play smart, give themselves a chance to win. I'm not naive, and I don't think there's going to be, they're not going to run the table, and there's probably going to be a game or two in there you lose, you think you ought to win, and hopefully there's some games in there that nobody thinks you're going to win now that you find a way to win. But my sense, from being around these guys, just the minimal amount of time that they've been here and the minimal amount of time I've been around them, we're going to know this team's been coached. I expect to see the turnovers reduced, and I expect to see the penalties go down. And I don't think the secondary is going to get beat quite as bad as maybe the secondary got beat last year. Some of that's contingent upon putting pressure on the quarterback. So I think those areas, even though none of them are like, maybe by themselves aren't enough to, change their fortunes, if all 3 of those things happen, I do think they're going to be better.
That's what you want in year 1 of a new regime. You want to feel like that you have taken a step to change things and to fix things and to be competitive in a way that you weren't previously. To me, that's the whole reason you make a change.
Last year was just like so bad.
For so long.
And it went from bad to worse. I mean,
Just like
and
the
by the
season.
end of it, nobody was a hold of the rope.
It was over by like 4 games, 5 games into the season.
Well, when they lost at Memphis, it was over. And in retrospect. But one thing I do not think you'll see this year, I don't think you'll see this team, as the old saying goes, let go of the rope, which did happen last year. And that I don't think will happen this season. I will be very surprised if that happens. The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Part, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show. I can't help myself, Edward. I can't help myself, all right? You want me to say it? I can't help myself around those breakfast cakes.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I know we can't answer every one of these. And before we take Barbara's call, I just want to address Cody and Lavaca. I don't know where in the world he heard me say that the NFL isn't run very well, but we've been talking about this for weeks, and we talk about how well the NFL is run. I think when I was talking about professional organizations or sports, some of them are run better than others. Some aren't run particularly well. The NFL is the best in terms of what they've done. And in college athletics, we've still got we've got a mix of models that doesn't work very well. Barbara's in Tulsa. Chuck and Bo Show at 640. Good morning, Barbara.
Hi, good morning. I'm a huge fan of your show. I listen to it every morning. And why I'm calling is my sister and her husband have had baseball tickets for decades, and they've got great season tickets. They got a letter Friday afternoon telling them, or a text, I'm not sure which, that their tickets had gone up to $10,000. Now, it just went up to $5,000 only about 4 years ago, and they almost quit their tickets then, said they couldn't afford it. This is ridiculous. She's retired. He's a teacher. $10,000 when they have been faithful and going. It's just not right.
Oh, I hate hearing that. I really do. And I think, Barbara, everybody has the same feeling. The question is, what do you do? What do you do?
I don't know, but I wish Hunter would get with some of his other people and maybe think about it and try to come up with another answer. But it just shouldn't be this. That is such a huge increase. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. I mean, and it's tough. I get it.
The idea that now this is something that's going to happen like every 5 years, right? I don't think anybody's naive enough to think that like when this comes up again 5 years from now or 3 years from now, football, basketball, whatever it's going to be, that the ticket prices aren't going to just keep going up.
Yeah.
Like I don't think anybody's naive enough to think that's not going to happen.
Barbara, thank you.
But 500% is huge. I mean, or 100%.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll continue to double. I don't know if it'll continue to double every 5 years. One of the things that's tough is there are people, for people that can't afford it or don't want to spend their discretionary money at that level for this, is there are plenty of people who will. And plenty of people who are waiting to do just that. So it's not as if they're going to have a problem selling the tickets. It doesn't make the other people feel any better, though. Look, this is – I understand – thank you, Barbara. I understand both sides of it. I do. And I feel for people who are getting priced out. And I don't just feel for them. I feel for the environment. Razorback baseball is different. It was built on being a baseball person, like you're a Hog fan, but you love going to Baum Walker Stadium and you love being there. And that helped make the environment. People talk about the environment at Baum Walker. Will it be the same over the next 5 years?
Well, it's not been the same for the last in
5 years.
Yeah, in the area behind home plate, it's not been the same since they reseeded it the first time, and it won't be this time either. But that's just part of the reality of it. One of the realities of college baseball, and it's just the truth. You think about what's going on at Kansas right now, for example. We played up there at the end. What do you think the price increase at their ballpark's been this year? I'll bet it's been astronomical, and you're going to sit on a metal seat. The reality in college sports is right now it is a cash grab. In some cases, it's excessive. I think college baseball is one of those cases, but I'm not naive enough to think that, you're going to be able to change it. Right now on the Razorback campus, on the University of Arkansas campus right now, you got two sports on the men's side that are hot. I mean hot. Basketball and baseball. So where are you going to go get your revenue? From the places that are hot. That's just, you're talking about running it like a business. That's as business as it gets. Right there. If you got a hot item, you're putting it out in the front of your store. And that's kind of what they're doing right now. I hate it. What Barbara said right there, I was just sitting there thinking as she was talking about a retired couple, probably built a lot of their spring around coming to Razorback baseball games. It's part of their life, something they enjoy doing together. It's probably strengthened them, from coming to the ballpark together for a number of years. It is a shame, and in ways it's shameful that it's priced to the point now that they can't go. I hope, and I'm not knocking the choice of words here because I would have probably said it the same way, but I hope we can get to the point where we say it's not lost on us, but. The key word in all that's but. You can have all kinds of sympathy for someone, but if that word but comes right on the back side of it, it went in one ear and out the other. And so I hope we can get to that point, but I'm not naive enough to think that it's right around the corner.
I don't know why I keep thinking about the Savannah Bananas. I mean, they made minor league baseball. They did something that nobody else had done. They made it affordable. They made it fun. And it's not bananas to bananas here, but they did
Come on, man.
They did something different. They did.
Yeah, but you can't do that in college sports.
I know. But the reason I'm thinking about them is because they did something different. And what we're all asking for is a unicorn. Like, we're all asking, like, we could all sit here and we could say we hate it and we want them to do something different.
Unicorns don't exist.
But nobody has the answer.
Unicorns are not real. A solution that is going to make everyone happy in this situation is not real. The Savannah Bananas, and I applaud everything they've done. I don't know that you can go that different in college sports. I get what you're saying, but I just don't think there is a unicorn out there. I think this is where we are. I don't think we're going to turn back the clock because what we want more than anything is to win. And the promise of winning trumps everything when you're a fan. The hope of winning supersedes everything. And I don't see that changing.
Now, when you say unicorns don't exist, you got me thinking about something different.
All right, here we go.
Crazy Hot Matrix. If you haven't seen it, you can watch it on YouTube. Blakeman's is not a unicorn, but they are different. And they will help you daily with a customer experience that will go beyond your expectations. When you walk out of there, you'll feel like they listened to you and you got it right, because that's what they do. It's more than jewelry. It's about your story. Yes, they have a beautiful store. You won't find anything like that anywhere near here. A coffee lab, Cafe B, the Onyx coffee in there that you get. The experience at Blakeman's is what everyone enjoys, and then you walk out of there getting exactly what you wanted to get. That purple bag's undefeated. Blakeman's, where every day is a diamond day. It's 6:48 Monday morning, storming throughout the state a little bit today. Good morning. I don't mean to sound like a moron, but I can't help myself sometimes.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to a roof or remodel, you want somebody that's going to do what they say they're going to do. They're going to come in on time and on budget. And you might need it right now and can't afford it at this moment. Well, Teamwork has a plan for you. Now offering financing options like 0 down, 0% for 12 months, or low fixed payments over time and no payments for 60 days. Log on to their website, teamworkbuilt.com. Teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Who says bigger is always better? Burton Pools and Spas is the area's exclusive dealer for plunge pools by Thursday Pools. In-ground fiberglass pools designed for today's lifestyles with easy maintenance and more time for fun. Cool off after work, relax with family, or host friends for game day. And right now, installed plunge pool packages start under $40,000. Stop by one of Burton Pools and Spas' 5 convenient locations or visit burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, water for a better life.
Life is better with community banking from First Security, where personal connections make a difference every day. Families get bankers who know their names, know their needs, and love to help. Businesses work with responsive lenders who make fast local decisions that help build success. And communities thrive with First Security because our team is rooted here too. Choose the power of personal. First Security. Bank better. fsbank.com, member FDIC.
Well, I've got a lot more rhythm than people realize.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home.
High school athletics at its best. If you aren't following Varsity Vibe, what are you waiting for? We're your go-to source for the latest information on what's happening around the state and showcasing the players and teams that bring the action to life. Sure, we've got your highlight scores and all-access interviews, but we're also keeping you up to date with our newsletter twice a week and our weekly podcast. Subscribe now at varsityvibearkansas.com. Follow us on Instagram, X, Facebook, and TikTok, and make sure you're in the know. Varsity Vibe Arkansas. We've got it covered.
Man, I love spending time at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark. Members enjoy it all. They've got state-of-the-art practice facilities, dining, events, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, as well as tennis and pickleball courts. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. Your home away from home.
For over 20 years, ProLand Title has been making title insurance easy for Arkansas families. Founded right here in Arkansas with over 45 offices statewide, our team of title insurance veterans will work alongside you every step of the way. They're independently owned, so their only priority is you. ProLand Title can say yes when others can't. Cheer for the pigs, close with the pros. Visit ProLandTitle.com to get a quote today. Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
Bart's over there fact-checking. Kind of ruined.
Just ruined the whole day for me. Has everything I've said on this show been fact-checked?
This would not have happened. This would not have happened.
Have you gone home and fact-checked everything I've said?
No.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Reacting to the comprehensive reseating process for Razorback baseball, KJ Jackson's been named Arkansas starting quarterback. We're going to talk to him at 7:30. How about Arkansas playing Virginia in this year's edition of the Capital Showcase in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., Sunday, November 8th on ESPN.
Yeah, that's a that's a big deal. I'm sure they'll go for the weekend. There's a football game the day before in Auburn. And then a basketball game the next day in D.C. I'm sure the basketball team will go up there, I would guess, maybe even Friday. And I would hope that if they want to, some of our delegation would be anxious to show them around. Then I'll bet they would.
I think it'll be. I've already heard from people that want to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think. And look, there's a large contingent of Razorback fans that live and work in D.C. And so. Yeah, I think now look, it's closer to Virginia than it is to Arkansas, obviously, and they may have the most people there, but it'll be fun.
Hagen Smith's apparently doing pretty well in the big leagues right now.
He is. They're not afraid to put him in there either. Yeah, they're not afraid to put him in.
Done well. I don't have the stats right in front of me, but I know it's gone.
He's only given up one run.
Okay.
At the major league level so far. Yeah.
Okay. Cleveland Browns. Taylor Green. Want a Taylor Green update? Here is Todd
I know
Monken.
Bart doesn't.
You know?
Bart hates that guy.
Who? Todd Monken?
No, Taylor Green.
Oh.
I don't hate Taylor Green.
Is Taylor Green playing quarterback for them?
Yes. He's trying. Well,
He's trying to.
They're trying to get to him.
I got you.
And that dude is smart as heck. To go out there and function, we hardly give him any reps. I mean, I love that dude. It's just hard. You got 4 guys. It's hard to give them all reps. We got him on the perimeter one time, which is what you got to do down there in the red zone. But all he does is work, smile on his face. I'm happy we got him. We just hard to fit him in, with the reps, with the rep count.
They can't get him reps.
Well, and you got to get reps to make the club. I mean, that's a polite way of saying that, he doesn't really figure into our plans right now.
I mean, they're so deep, and
they are.
I mean, I wouldn't even know if you'd call it deep, but they have so many quarterbacks.
That's probably the better way to put it. And look, Taylor's not ready to be an NFL quarterback. I mean, he's just not. But doesn't mean he won't be at some point in the future.
Is he going to stick?
I think that's the question.
Does he have to change positions?
That's the question. I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know if he can stay on that roster.
No.
He should. Deshaun Watson's terrible.
But he's got NFL
Deshaun
experience,
Watson really
and they got a lot of money
really stepped
invested
in it
him.
after the preseason.
He's an
game,
abomination of a human being.
Man,
You sound like Bart.
There are other people that agree with
Bart,
you.
you're
I know
rubbing
that.
off on Edward.
Well, it's Monday. We're just waking up. We're getting started at 6:55. The joy of
It
life.
seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Getting the job done means tough and reliable equipment, and that's what WT Equipment is known for. A locally family-owned dealership with 4 locations across Arkansas, and always ready to help you get the job done. WT Equipment carries the brands you trust, like the legendary Bobcat and more, and they're offering aggressive pricing on skid steers and mini excavators. Whether you need equipment, implements, or powerful Bobcats, the friendly team at WT Equipment is ready to help. Visit WTEquip.com. This football season, it's time to tailgate like you mean it. The 1910 Club is Fayetteville's premier game day destination, just steps from Razorback Stadium, and it's got everything you need already waiting for you. Wi-Fi, power, and real bathrooms, plus a crew that runs the show so you can just show up and have a good time. Get a full season spot or pick the individual games you want. Log on at the1910club.com. That's the1910club.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I don't know if anybody else is having fun, but this is a blast for me.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to a roof or remodel, you want somebody that's going to do what they say they're going to do. They're going to come in on time and on budget. And you might need it right now and can't afford it at this moment. Well, Teamwork has a plan for you. Now offering financing options like 0 down, 0% for 12 months, or low fixed payments over time and no payments for 60 days. Log on to their website, teamworkbuilt.com. Teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Ben Blakeman joining us to talk about something they've been doing for 35 years, helping Arkansans with their stories and jewelry.
You know, we want you to feel comfortable. We want you to feel confident. We want you to be educated. And we have a larger selection. We have more opportunities, more availability. Some people come in knowing exactly what they want. Some people come in having never been into a jewelry store before. We want both experiences to exceed all expectations.
Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks. banks. At First Security Bank, banking isn't one size fits all. It's personal because everyone's financial journey looks a little different. From managing day-to-day spending, to running a small business, to helping your kids learn more smart money habits, or taking that big step toward buying a home. At First Security, you get the services you expect, the technology you need, and the real support of local people who live here, know the community, and take the time to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Life moves fast, and having a bank that moves with you makes a difference. Whether you prefer stopping by a branch, banking on the app, or picking up the phone to talk with someone who actually knows your name, First Security is there. They offer smart tools like mobile banking, bill pay, and mobile check deposit, along with thoughtful solutions like flex banking for kids, checking built for small businesses, and local mortgage lenders who guide you through the home buying process. Choose the power of personal. Bank better at First Security. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question, the work that they're able to do with them in the sun. It used to be you couldn't stand on a hill a mile away and watch them practice if you're a coach. And now you get like 2 hours a week on-field work, which I think they broke up into like 14 OTAs over the summer. And you get 2 hours of film study with them, in addition to, the time that the strength staff gets to spend with them. So you do have a lot of carryover from spring, summer, and into fall camp. And so, yeah, it does feel like they hit the ground running. I have to be careful sometimes, guys, because when I say, I think they'll be good at this spot. I think they'll be good here. Sometimes when I say that, I just mean I think they'll be average. I love football, and I get excited like anybody else. I mean, I'm probably, depending on how things go, going to be somewhere around 4 wins. Give or take. Maybe I go up to 5 if I really like what I see. Maybe I drop it down to 3. But when I say stuff like, I always have to be careful with that because I get excited. But when I say something's going to be good, sometimes I just mean they're going to be average. And I think that they have a roster that is good enough. If they can do those things, penalties, turnovers, special teams, if they can do those things and they have a quarterback that is at least competent, that doesn't just kill them, that they could get to a bowl game. People look at the schedule and say, well, this is the most brutal thing ever, and there's no way that they're going to be. Teams do that kind of stuff. There's things that happen. You look at a team that is what they are right now, what they're projected. You don't know what's going to happen to Auburn. You seen the slate Auburn has before they play Arkansas. Who knows? Shane Beamer could be on the hottest of hot seats. He could be out of there by the time Arkansas plays them. And that's in Fayetteville. There are things that could unfold throughout the course of the season that you just don't expect.
Never miss a moment of the Chuck and Bo Show on demand, driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Watch us on YouTube, Twitter, every weekday, or stream the podcast version of the show on Spotify or Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Man, when I got home from work, you wouldn't believe it. My wife said, I heard you call the show this morning. So whoever that is, I imagine it's a co-worker of hers. If you happen to be listening right now, let's just keep this between us,
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You're just talking. You're just talking.
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo.
Cheats, steals.
He's a real talk show host.
Live from the Warfield Distillery Studios, Idaho's most awarded distillery.
Let it out.
Let it out.
Let it rip.
Let it go.
If you're a Hawk fan, be a Hawk fan.
Hey, Bo, you're wrong.
Come in at your own risk. Nobody's safe in here.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
A big announcement over the weekend. How about this?
Obviously, we just made the announcement that KJ Jackson will be our starting quarterback. I'm excited about him and his role as QB1 with the future of our program. It wasn't an easy decision, but a very confident one we made as a staff. Right? And it wasn't because of lack of talent by the others. It was a great mix of guys competing for that starting role. So very, very confident moving forward with him as our starter.
Me and AJ, we've been battling all camp, and I think we truly made each other better all camp. Every single day came to work with a lot of excitement, a lot of energy. Coach Cram's brought us in his office today and kind of broke the news to us and told us that, we still both got to go out there and compete every single day and be the best players that we can for the team.
Literally, there's some days it was back and forth, and it was true quarterback competition. And there's times that, where KJ had 2 good practices in a row, and then AJ had the better practice. And I think what ultimately we decided was, they both looked really good on base downs, right? They both were doing really good things in Skelly and being able to lead the offense in different situations. But ultimately, it came down to the actual situational football.
I just got on the phone with mom and dad. I think those are the people I reached out to. I mean, they've been with me, the whole time. That's just a milestone along the way. I still just want to be the best player I can for the guys in the locker room and win games in the fall.
I'm glad he won the job, not because I favor KJ Jackson over AJ Hill, but because, he was here before, made a decision to stay, could have left before, and then decided to stay, play for Coach Silverfield. You want that guy to win the job because, that's the guy that made the decision to come back. I mean, you need him to be your starting quarterback. So I'm glad he won the job, and I'm glad he had to win it. I'm glad he had to compete for it. And, look, I'm no different than anybody else. If he struggles for 2 or 3 games, you go to the next guy. And, nothing's cemented. But ideally, you name him your starting quarterback in August, and he's your starting quarterback through the bowl game.
Little trivia. I wouldn't have known this unless I'd gotten it in some prep here. Anybody know what KJ's name is?
I do not.
Take a guess. Starts with a K.
Does it now?
Wait,
Kenneth.
That's good. We got Kenneth. Anybody else want to? What's another name that starts with a K?
Kendrick.
Okay. Edward.
Katron.
Is it something junior? Is it something junior?
Jackson Jr.
Okay.
Yeah. Kevin Jackson Jr.
Okay. All right.
Kevin Jackson Jr.
Wait, Kevin Jackson Jr. or
Kevin Jackson Jr.
What's the J?
It's Kevin Jr.
The junior
Jackson
part.
Jr.
Yeah, that's the junior part.
It could be Kevin Jackson. KJ would be an easy nickname. Kevin Jackson Jr. is your starting quarterback. I don't have the origin.
Let's not overcomplicate it, Bart. Come on.
Let's
not break
Bart's
that
going to
down.
find something wrong with it.
Let's not overanalyze that.
He didn't come up with the name.
We're getting screwed.
The undercurrent of Razorback fans' anger is real with the latest reseating of Baum Walker Stadium. We've been talking about that this morning. We'll talk to KJ at 7:30 after being named the starting quarterback for Ryan Silverfield and the Razorbacks. They made that announcement over the weekend. By the way, Silverfield said this about other starting positions.
I think they have a general idea, but I constantly want them to feel like, hey, there's no true depth chart. So there's been some guys that probably know, hey, I'm probably starting here. Like right now, I feel comfortable saying, like, Chris Marshall's probably going to start first at wide receiver. We feel Sutton Smith, if he's healthy, right, him and Braylon Russell are going to share the lion's share of the running back carries now. Who goes out there, play one, right? Well, if Sutton's our starting punt returner or kickoff returner, those things go into it. We're still looking at some of the other wide receiver positions. I think we're solidified at the offensive line. Some of the defensive linemen are rotating more so. We have some starters that need to get in gear or they won't start game one, and that's okay. Some guys that have played a lot of college football may not be starters for game one, and that's my decision that we have to make if they're not ready to play. I think Ja'Cory Smith and Bradley Shaw are doing some really good things at the linebacker position. I've spoke very highly of those two. Other than that, we're going to put the ball down and continue to compete and so you can and play those roles. And then guess what? You have game one, right? You never know truly what you got until the live bolts start flying, so we'll continue to look at that.
What you hope is that you develop enough depth as you go along that you can threaten a guy with a bench and it means something. You can threaten a guy with a bench, but if he knows the guy behind him is not any good, all he's going to do is walk away going, yeah, right. It's just how it works. So, you want guys competing. You want guys pushing. I think it's good when the head coach can look in the eye and say, there's no guarantee you're going to start Saturday. I don't care if you have started the last 33 games. There's no guarantee it's going to happen Saturday. And mean it, I think that's good.
If they go out there and, they can't get a snap, they can't stay on sides, they can't make a tackle, they can't move the ball, what I'm about to say obviously won't matter. But I really appreciate all the things, and I continue to say this, that we've heard from Silverfield and the way that he's running the program. I mean, right down to this comment about depth chart and everybody's competing for a job. And I don't feel like it's just talk. I mean, I feel like that's the culture, the environment that they've built. And I think that's a good thing.
Well,
all of these things, that the way that he's handled camp has been at least what we've been seeing and what we've been told. I mean, if you're a Razorback fan, I'd feel like you're headed in a good direction.
Well, yeah. I mean, and the cynical response to that would be there's nowhere to go but up. But they've obviously got a plan to do that. And that's what they're trying to execute. Now, a lot of the things he's talking about right now, just to be honest, not everything's going to be smooth sailing the first year. I don't care if he's implemented every bit of the program that he wants to implement, and he's gotten through to every one of those players. There's going to be some rocky moments this year, and I think we all know that. And a lot of the stuff that he's talking about that a lot of people think sounds corny, that's what sustains you during those periods. The culture, the doing things the same way every day, that's what sustains you when you're getting beat. That's what brings you back, just to be honest. And there may be some moments like that this year. Doesn't mean it's going to be that way forever, but that's just one of the realities of the first year. I hope he's able to set the world on fire his first year and not face any of those obstacles. But chances are he will. And a lot of the things that he's instilling, again, they're designed to, get you through those times.
Absolutely. And have a solid base, just to go out and compete and see what can happen. We're a week away from game week. And we're talking about reseating Baum Walker Stadium.
That's because that involves people's pocketbooks.
It sure does. And so it's going to be a complete reseat, that Baum Walker. I mean, people all the way from, sitting in the stadium to having a suite. You could be in a different spot or not be there at all. And so they made that announcement over the weekend. You know what I was thinking to myself is like, I mean, Hunter Yurchek can't do, it doesn't seem like there's any way to get out of the crosshairs of fans. When you it's just like, this is the latest thing that people are going to react negatively to. But I think you also have to ask yourself what you would do if you were him. And obviously it's not just him, but the athletic department, he's the face of it. What's the solution to not doing this? Or the other option to not doing this? I mean, it's easy for all of us to agree that this is not good. And this isn't great for fans. We heard from somebody in Tulsa that their season tickets went up to 5,000, 4 years ago. Or 5 years ago, and now it's up to 10,000. And one of them's retired, the other one's a school teacher. And they can't afford, the 10,000, but they love coming to Razorback baseball games. Not only do they love coming, they were a part of the Razorback baseball success. Cal talks about this all the time, fans feeling like they're a part of it. Well, at Baum Walker Stadium, if you've been going to Baum Walker Stadium faithfully for 5, 10, 15 years, for some people a lot longer, you've been a part of the success of that program. In part, people want to come play here because of the environment that stadium creates, because of the ballpark itself. And they're not going to have any problem selling all the seats and the suites.
That's the reason that they're doing this, is because they know that they're not only are they not going to lose people, they're going to make more money than they made before. They wouldn't do this if they didn't already have the assurance that everything that they're reseating and reselling would be bought. They know what they're doing here. This is not, this is not something that's just, planned willy-nilly. That doesn't make it any more acceptable, and it doesn't make it any more palatable for fans. But there is a rhyme or a reason to this. And as distasteful as it may be, that's unfortunately what Hunter and a lot of athletic directors are having to do right now is do this. Now, I'm of the opinion that not just for our situation, but all situations, you could do a lot for fans' state of mind by just implementing a 5 or 10% salary cut. And I know 5 or 10% is a lot of money. I'm not saying that's not a lot of money, but there are a lot of people making it that could spare that, just to be honest. I think fans, the undercurrent of anger, people sometimes, athletic administrators, those of us who are involved in it, sometimes we misidentify the source of that anger. We believe it's just about winning. Well, if they were winning, everything would be okay. And 9 times out of 10, that's true. But I think a lot of this right now is about money. Just flat out money. I'd love to go, and I've been a part of it a long time, but you've just priced me out of the market. We've crossed something there. We've crossed a line, Rubicon, whatever term you want to use, when we start making college baseball unaffordable. I mean, think about that. Golly. We've made college baseball unaffordable for a lot of people. Shame on us for doing that. But at the same time, I don't know how you get around it right now. But I do think from a PR perspective, an across-the-board cut would go a long way.
877-377-6963, the Casanos Pizza Hotline. You can text, you can call. We've got another NFL player who apparently is coming back to college to play for LSU. We'll get into the Chevy of Fayetteville situation.
He's going to be waived. He's going to be waived by an NFL team so he can go back to college and enter the transfer portal.
If he clears waivers.
What if somebody claims him for the waiver price? What happens then?
Exactly. If he clears,
I hope somebody does.
Me too.
I'm
the same way.
Maybe somebody who has a grudge against Lane Kiffin.
Think about what we just said, Chuck. Like, okay, you're a player in the NFL. You got waived. What do you hope happens? You hope you get picked up. Not anymore. You hope you don't, so you can go make more money in college. That's a reality. We'll get into it next. The Chevy of Fayetteville situation room. We'll let Bart loose again.
We wonder why people are upset.
Bart's like a big brown trout. You get him on the hook and then you just let him run for a while. That's Bart. By the way, Chevy of Fayetteville is inside the Fayetteville Auto Park. You can listen to Chuck and Bo on demand wherever you get podcasts or on YouTube. Driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park.
You can find a great automobile too. In my case, it was a Chevy Silverado pickup, but they've got a lot of other great automobiles, and you'll see that the minute you drive onto the lot. Honda, Acura, Chevy, Toyota, pre-owned, they got them all, and they're great to deal with. That's maybe the best part. And you're probably going to be like the rest of us. You're going to buy an automobile there, and you're never going to buy it anywhere else again. And that's just kind of the way it's been with Fayetteville Auto Park over the years. Check out their selection. Learn more about them. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Let's just be frank. There's been some football games the last few years that have driven people to drinking.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Blakeman's isn't just where Arkansas gets engaged. It's where you go to have a wonderful experience.
Every touch point matters, and I think what we show off best is Cafe B. It's Onyx Coffee by Blakeman's. Cafe B, we're offering the best coffee in the country, complimentary. I feel so fortunate to be able to go to work there every day. Big windows, the open lighting, the warm environment, and again, the cafe. It's the best.
Blakeman's, where every day is a diamond.
In a world full of shortcuts, one whiskey refused. 100% local Idaho barley, aged in Idaho's mountain climate. For complexity you can taste, a spirit that answers to the land and no one else. This is not just whiskey. This is a declaration. Warfield, American single malt whiskey from Idaho's most awarded distillery. Set the standard. Available at select spirits retailers nationwide. Drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Who says bigger is always better? Burton Pools and Spas is the area's exclusive dealer for plunge pools by Thursday Pools. In-ground fiberglass pools designed for today's lifestyles with easy maintenance and more time for fun. Cool off after work, relax with family, or host friends for game day. And right now, installed plunge pool packages start under $40,000. Stop by one of Burton Pools and Spas' 5 convenient locations or visit burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, water for a better life. He's Chuck Barrett.
He's Bo Mattingly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Who says bigger is always better? Burton Pools and Spas is the area's exclusive dealer for plunge pools by Thursday Pools. In-ground fiberglass pools designed for today's lifestyles with easy maintenance and more time for fun. Cool off after work, relax with family, or host friends for game day. And right now, installed plunge pool packages start under $40,000. Stop by one of Burton Pools and Spas' 5 convenient locations or visit burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, water for a better life.
Man, I love spending time at Big Creek Country Club and Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark. Members enjoy it all. They've got state-of-the-art practice facilities, dining, events, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, as well as tennis and pickleball courts. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. Big Creek Country Club and Mountain Home. Your home away from home.
The 1910 Club is taking tailgating to another level. It's on Oliver Street, just steps from Razorback Stadium. And every spot comes with Wi-Fi, power hookups, real bathrooms, and a club crew handling all the details so you don't have to. And if you're not ready for a full season, single game spots are available for nearly every home game. Pick your exact spot on the interactive map at the1910club.com. That's the1910club.com. Get in the club and tailgate like you mean it.
In a world full of shortcuts, one whiskey refused. 100% local Idaho barley, aged in Idaho's mountain climate. For complexity you can taste, a spirit that answers to the land and no one else. This is not just whiskey. This is a declaration. Warfield, American single malt whiskey from Idaho's most awarded distillery. Set the standard. Available at select spirits retailers nationwide. Drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple. I've learned so much just off the air today, listening to Bart and Edward and Riley. I'm really out of touch. I mean, I really am.
With what?
With everything.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
877-377-6963, the Gasano's Pizza Hotline. You can text, you can call. By the way, thanks to ProLand Title for breakfast this morning and every morning. They are underwriting the breakfast fund, and they cheer for the pigs and close with the pros. They've got 45 offices throughout Arkansas. Arkansas natives, independently owned. That gives them the ability to put you first. They can say yes to a lot of things people can't because they've got relationships with a huge range of national underwriters. You can cheer for the pigs and close with the pros. ProLand Title, ProLandTitle.com. Charlie's in Camden on a Monday morning that will bring rain to parts of the state. Charlie, good morning.
Can you guys hear me good?
Oh, very well.
Good deal. Look, I'm kind of glad that the whole quarterback competition thing is somewhat over, although it didn't bother me. I don't know if it bothered you guys, but it never really bothered me because, Chuck, did it bother you at all? Or did you think they needed to name a starter sooner? Or was it an issue with you? Or did you thought it was good competition?
I think KJ was he was the one to beat.
I believe that.
And yeah. I think it's been obvious from everyone that I've talked to that's been there for, pretty much all of it. It's been obvious he's the number one guy.
Yeah, and my point is, though, I think they probably knew it, obviously, like you said. But also, we all know, look, at the end of the day, your backup better be ready to play. And at any point, at any given time this year, AJ could be on the field. Whether they may use him in some packages. They may have some stuff ready for him. I expect him to play a lot in that first game if Arkansas takes care of business. So, the thing is at any point he could be on that field. It never really bothered me that much. I think at the end of the day, man, it comes down to, can we block people up front, which I think in the middle, I feel good about. They said Broussard has come on at tackle. I don't know who's going to be our other tackle. I don't know if I feel good about the depth behind that group, but I'm not sure. I guess we're all going to find out. That to me is the key to this team, though. I mean, I think the line of scrimmage, and obviously that's the key to every team, but it's been the key for this team the last few years, and the depth across the line of scrimmage on both sides. But I just think that, if they can get that part right, the quarterback will be fine. Everybody's going to be fine. I love what Braylon Russell said the other day, by the way, about looking in the mirror, and I think he's going to, I think him and Sutton Smith are both going to have good years. So, anyways, y'all have a good one.
All right, Charlie, thanks for the call. KJ Jackson coming up here in just a few minutes after being named the starting quarterback. Lou Ann's in Fayetteville. Lou Ann, good morning.
What do I need to turn off?
I'm sorry?
Oh, okay. You can hear me.
Yes, ma'am. You sound great. You go ahead.
Okay. My husband, before we got married, he had season tickets since 1985. We immediately, when Baum opened, got the tickets. When the big hit came, we looked at each other and said, well, this is one thing that we do together that we truly enjoy. We love the Razorbacks. We're both baseball people, but we also go football, and at one point was also basketball. What I have come to think is we have an athletic director that just doesn't like fundraising and doesn't like relationship building. The schools that have done very, very well are like Texas Tech, that had a sugar daddy, Mark Cuban with Indiana. You think about Frank, I used to say that about Frank Broyles, he always hit up the big guys for the things that he really, really needed in order to build his base. And right now, you just can't consistently keep raising things every 5 years. Plus the fact you're pricing out people who not only gave the $5,000, we were there for the 80 to 90% of all the games. I mean, I have a coat I bought specifically for baseball. I have to wonder, will these people be there pre-conference? But he really needs what Coach Calipari has, which is a few people who devoutly believe in baseball. And he has not made that relationship building. And I'll now shut up.
Well, thank you for your call, Lou Ann. We appreciate it.
I will say this about having a group of people, that support a particular sport. Baseball does have that. Baseball does have that now. There's a small core of people that are supporting that program in a much bigger way than they did before. Now, who gets the credit for that? I don't know. I know who would get the blame if it didn't happen. But there is a core around that baseball program now that funds things pretty well. We're not broke in baseball. We're not broke in baseball. In fact, we're better equipped than most of the baseball programs in college right now. We are now. And I don't know how it all breaks down, but, I would imagine some of this money goes to things other than baseball is what I'm trying to say.
We'll continue to touch on this throughout the day, but coming up next, KJ Jackson named the starting quarterback, and he'll join us on the Chuck and Bo Show.
We got wackos, people. There are wackos everywhere.
I call them our base. I mean, you call them wackos if you want.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. We're just kind of wading through it, figuring it out with you this morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Getting the job done means tough and reliable equipment, and that's what WT Equipment is known for. A locally family-owned dealership with 4 locations across Arkansas, and always ready to help you get the job done. WT Equipment carries the brands you trust, like the legendary Bobcat and more, and they're offering aggressive pricing on skid steers and mini excavators. Whether you need equipment, implements, or powerful Bobcats, the friendly team at WT Equipment is ready to help. Visit WTEquip.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Are you a real estate agent looking for more than just a place to hang your license? Then it's time to discover the difference at Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. At Weichert, you'll find industry-leading training, powerful marketing tools, hands-on support, and a team that's invested in your success. Whether you're a brand new agent or a seasoned professional, Weichert gives you the resources you need to grow your business and reach your goals. Ready to learn more? Text CAREER to 479-306-6139. Your next chapter starts here.
Experience football game days on the Hill this fall as head coach Ryan Silverfield leads the Hogs into 2026. Great home matchups line the 7-game slate in Fayetteville, including kickoff in Arkansas on September 5th, the SEC home opener versus the Georgia Bulldogs on September 19th, and a Thanksgiving weekend rivalry battle with the LSU Tigers. Season tickets start at just $300 and are available now at ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
I think you will see this team this year play hard, play smart, give themselves a chance to win. I'm not naive, and I don't think there's going to be, they're not going to run the table, and there's probably going to be a game or two in there you lose, you think you ought to win, and hopefully there's some games in there that nobody thinks you're going to win now that you find a way to win. But my sense, from being around these guys, just the minimal amount of time that they've been here and the minimal amount of time I've been around them, we're going to know this team's been coached. I expect to see the turnovers reduced, and I expect to see the penalties go down. And I don't think the secondary is going to get beat quite as bad as maybe the secondary got beat last year. Some of that's contingent upon putting pressure on the quarterback. So I think those areas, even though none of them are like, maybe by themselves aren't enough to, change their fortunes, if all 3 of those things happen, I do think they're going to be better.
That's what you want in year 1 of a new regime. You want to feel like that you have taken a step to change things and to fix things and to be competitive in a way that you weren't previously. To me, that's the whole reason you make a change.
Last year was just like so bad.
For so long.
And it went from bad to worse. I mean, and by the end of it, nobody was a hold of the rope.
It was over by like 4 games, 5 games into the season.
Well, when they lost at Memphis, it was over. And in retrospect. But one thing I do not think you'll see this year, I don't think you'll see this team, as the old saying goes, let go of the rope, which did happen last year. And that I don't think will happen this season. I will be very surprised if that happens. The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show.
4:45 in the morning. You know what you're going to do? You're going to hit the snooze button for losers. A snooze button saying, I'm not ready for what today has in store for me. So guess what? We're going to sit there and say, yes. That alarm goes off. I'm hitting the damn ground saying, hell yeah.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
KJ Jackson had a great high school career. He played for 3 different head coaches in high school. He's recruited at Arkansas by Dan Enos. That's how long he's been here. He's seen quarterback coaches. He's seen head coaches. He's been through it all. He stayed. Brian Silverfield came in. He announced he was staying, and now he's been named the starting quarterback at Arkansas, and he's joining us on the Gasano's Pizza Hotline. KJ, welcome in. Thanks for making time for us.
Congratulations.
What's going on? I appreciate y'all for having me on. I'm fired up.
Well, what a journey it's been for you. Why did you decide to stick it out here? In today's college football world, you could have gone other places, maybe even gotten some more money. Who knows? But you stuck it out, and now you're the starting quarterback.
Yeah, I fell in love with Fayetteville and Arkansas while I was in high school, and I committed in high school. I knew I was committing to a school, not particularly a coaching staff, and I fell in love with the guys in my recruiting class and the guys in the building. And I just, at the end of this past year, I couldn't imagine leaving them, and especially when I sat down with Coach Silverfield and he told me his plans for the team, and I got to figure out the kind of guy he was and the kind of leader he was going to be for us. I felt like it was a no-brainer to come back and stick it out and work my tail off to be the best player I can be.
You sound like you've got a little pep in your step this morning. We read about your conversation with your parents late yesterday. How'd you sleep?
I slept great. It was a weird night for me. It's like I've been working for this moment for a long time, so it was great to just think about all the things to come, and also just we got 12 big challenges this fall. So I spent a lot of time last night thinking about those, and now I'm just going to live every day in the moment that I'm in and be the best player I can be every day. Go 1-0 every single day.
Do you feel a greater sense of responsibility this morning than maybe you did a couple of days ago?
I wouldn't say so. I would say that, the goals, this has been the goal since January. So I feel like every day I woke up, fighting for this to be the outcome heading into the season. So I'm just glad that it was able to happen that way. And, like all of us have the goal to win games in the fall, and we've been burning to chase that goal since January.
KJ, Chuck's talked about this quite a bit. A lot of new players on this team. But we're kind of interested in the guys, first of all, that were here last year. Because the new guys, they're not necessarily carrying the burden of everything that you guys went through that were here. And I'm curious to hear now as the starting quarterback, not necessarily getting into last year, but looking at the way things are now, how would you describe to fans what it's been like here since Coach Silverfield got here for those that don't get to see it every day?
Yeah, so I think as the guys that's been here and all those tough games that we went through last year, knowing how close we were to winning a lot of those games, I think that just pushes us to work that much harder in the off season, just to give that extra inch or two, just so we can close games out in the fourth quarter. And Coach Silverfield, he's addressed it, but we try not to look in the past too much. It's a new season. We do have a lot of new guys on the team. It's a completely new team. Everybody's new in the building. So, we're looking to write our story for this year in 2026.
What is Coach Cramsey and Silverfield from an offensive perspective? Can you describe to us what it's like to play quarterback in this system?
Yeah, I've loved all the meetings and really getting to know Coach Cramsey and picking his mind, figuring him out while he's figuring me out. And I think there's a couple things that really stand out to me and things that he preaches and talks about every single day, and we talk about every day in the meeting. I think the first one is being patiently aggressive and efficiently explosive. I just love how his attitude towards the game and how every single day we're in the meeting, he talks about how it's an easy game. Love the pocket, sit there, find your check downs, and, just get 4 yards on every play. And if you get 4 yards on every play, we'll be very happy about the outcome in the fall.
How's the offensive line developing, the guys that are going to protect you?
Yeah, they look really well. And they've been working, the one O-line unit's been working together since the spring. And there are a whole lot of aggressive and young players that like to play football, love to play football, bring energy every single day. We got guys that return, and we got guys that kind of came over from Memphis as well. And we also got Bryant, who came in from Louisiana. So it's been cool to see them grow and get closer together. Me and AJ took them out to a dinner before fall camp, and it was fun to just be around the guys and hang out with them. But those guys love football. They bring energy on the offense, and I'm glad that I get to go to battle with those guys.
You just said A.J. Hill, and I want to talk about this. Fans sometimes, when you're in a competition with someone, think that you're at each other's throats, that you privately cheer when they throw an incompletion, and But that's not the way it works. Explain your relationship with him and how you both benefit from that.
Yeah, AJ's been great to me since he came in January. Obviously, he came from Memphis, so he already knew the offense coming in. So it was great to be able to pick his brain and see how he thinks about things and how he operates the offense. And I think I might share some things with AJ that I've learned in my time in college as well. And also, just outside of football, just hanging out together and kicking it, and just love him as a guy. He's a funny guy. He always brings energy as well. So I wouldn't rather go to battle with anybody else. And I talked to him last night, and we're both on the same page as just being the best people that we can be, best players that we can be for the team.
KJ Jackson, our guest, named quarterback one by Ryan Silverfield yesterday. All guests join us on the Casano's Pizza Hotline. I let this out of the bag a little bit earlier. Does anybody call you Kevin?
No, nobody calls me Kevin. Kenneth. Some people call me Kenneth.
So you've been KJ pretty much your whole life?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When my friends, I guess Kenneth isn't the coolest name to go by, so they'll joke on me a little bit, call me Kenneth, but I embrace it. When
you got the starting nine, obviously you've been preparing the same way anyhow, but could you explain to us what, and maybe just summarize, what is the makeup of this team?
Yeah, I think everybody on this team and the vibe that you get in the locker room, the vibe that the attitude we go to workouts with, the attitudes we go to practice with is, playing with a big chip on our shoulder and really going out to battle for each other every single weekend. And, there's full trust in everybody in the building that they're going to do their job and that they're going to work hard and do their thing and do things on days off or at practice to get them better and get them ready for games in the fall.
You said you have 12 big challenges ahead of you. What does this team have to do to win football games?
Man, I think the biggest thing and the most important thing, and something Coach Silverfield talks about every single day, is just going 1-0 every day. Not looking forward to those challenges, but taking it day by day and getting the best out of everything that we can in the moment, and truly believing that everything that we're doing now, every practice, every rep, is going to have an effect on the outcome of the games in the fall.
KJ, I work every Saturday with Quinn Grovey, one of our great quarterbacks, and he's talked about how a quarterback's got to be able to step into the huddle when there's 80 yards of grass in front of you and say, by golly, we're scoring right now. We're going down here and we're scoring. Talk to us about the command of the huddle that a quarterback has to have and the leadership qualities you have to exhibit on every single play.
Yeah, I think the command on the huddle is a huge thing, and especially coming off the sideline, just getting everybody's mind right, because belief is a big part of football. So just being the calm, confident voice in the huddle and guys looking at me, understanding that I'm clearly confident that we're gonna go score on this drive, and just kind of spreading that throughout the whole offense. And that was one thing I talked to Coach Silverfield about was, just leading the offense, because we all wrote down goals as what we wanted to achieve as players in the fall and as leaders. So I told him that my goal was, to command the offense with confidence and energy, no matter the situation. So that speaks to how important that truly is, because all 11 guys got to be on the same page with the same mindset and the same belief in us when we step out there on the field every single drive.
We'll get you out of here with this. We've heard a lot about the receivers. Chris Marshall is a transfer, new guy in from Boise State. What would you tell us about your receiving core this year?
Yeah, I'm super pumped up and super excited to see the plays they make this fall, just because I've seen them make spectacular plays and ridiculous plays since spring ball. Chris Marshall, he's a guy that's going to go get it when the ball's in the air. C.J. Brown, he's a speedster. He's going to be in the right place. He's just a dog in the slot. He's gonna make plays. He's a real football player. Jamari Hawkins, he's gonna make plays. Another speedster, Jelani Watkins. We got Antonio Brown, Courtney Crutchfield, Donovan Fappel. And they're all guys that can play for us, and they're all guys that have been making spectacular plays since the spring, and they're all guys with a great mindset and a great attitude heading into the season as well.
Well, man, we really appreciate you making time for us, and again, congratulations. We're looking forward to seeing you get after it this fall.
Thank you, KJ.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all for having me on.
Thank you, Kenneth. All the best to you, man.
All right, now.
All right, take care, my man.
I bet his mother still calls him Kenneth.
KJ Jackson, QB1. So apparently the whole thing earlier, where the prep work I got with the name Kevin was just it's a misprint. His name is Kenneth.
When I said Kenneth, I was just guessing earlier.
We've got Mama Jackson in the YouTube comments.
Okay,
she wanted to make sure it's Kenneth.
All right,
thank you,
yes.
and thank you for listening.
Ask her if, like, when she's mad at him, she calls him Kenneth or Kenneth Jr.
That's neither here nor there, but
Kenneth Seth Jackson.
Okay,
there you go. There's QB1. You should know their full name at least once.
That's right.
And then we can just go with KJ.
Kevin Jackson Jr.
KJ. I think he's going to make a name for himself.
I think so too.
I think he's going to make a name for himself this fall. I couldn't be happier for him. And I think it's great for Arkansas.
I like the way he carries himself, and I've liked it from the minute that he got here. That doesn't guarantee that he's going to be an All-American, but it is a sign that you've got a chance to be good. Not everyone that carries themselves well is, but there aren't very many that don't carry themselves well who are. So that's a good sign.
All guests join us on the Gasano's Pizza Hotline. They've been doing it Chicago style since 2004. But they don't stop there. They've got specialty pizzas, thin crust, traditional crust too, and they've got a great happy hour 3 to 7, $1.50 off drafts, Wells, house wine. Their happiest hours 5 to 6, Monday through Friday, $1.50 domestic drafts. They've got a second location coming in Fayetteville, Joyce and College. They're all over Northwest Arkansas, Fort Smith, Texarkana, and Joplin. Gasano's Chicago-style pizza. 7:45, the Chuck and Bo Show on a Monday. Good morning. We're full service here. We're like the concierge of sports talk radio.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Summer in Arkansas means long days outside.
Whether you're headed to the lake, playing 18, or firing up the grill with friends, summer in Arkansas keeps you moving.
And with all those summer activities, you're going to need a beer that keeps up.
And that's where Yingling Flight comes in. Just 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, brewed for people who like to stay active and still enjoy a great tasting beer.
Make Yingling Flight part of your summer plan.
Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer.
DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Enjoy responsibly.
There's no better place to watch a game than Walk On Sports Bistro. With more than 60 TVs at every location, catch all the summer sports action while you cool off with mouth-watering Louisiana favorites like po' boys and gumbo, plus burgers, ice-cold draft beers, and cocktails made for hot days. Incredible food, outstanding service, and a game day atmosphere that never takes a season off. Visit one of the 5 locations across Arkansas today, including Rogers and Fayetteville. Walk On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Thinking about buying or selling a business? Well, trust the experts at Arkansas Business Brokers, powered by Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. Whether you're ready to sell a business you've built from the ground up, or you're looking for the perfect opportunity to become your own boss, Arkansas Business Brokers can guide you through every step of the process. Their experienced team helps make complex transactions simple. Text BUSINESS to 479-306-6139 for a free consultation, or visit arkansasbusinessbrokers.com.
Life is better with community banking from First Security, where personal connections make a difference every day. Families get bankers who know their names, know their needs, and love to help. Businesses work with responsive lenders who make fast local decisions that help build success. And communities thrive with First Security because our team is rooted here too. Choose the power of personal. First Security. Bank better. FSbank.com, member FDIC.
When it comes to a roof or remodel, you want somebody that's going to do what they say they're going to do. They're going to come in on time and on budget. And you might need it right now and can't afford it at this moment. Well, Teamwork has a plan for you. Now offering financing options like 0 down, 0% for 12 months, or low fixed payments over time and no payments for 60 days. Log on to their website, teamworkbuilt.com. Teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Getting the job done means tough and reliable equipment, and that's what WT Equipment is known for. A locally family-owned dealership with 4 locations across Arkansas, and always ready to help you get the job done. WT Equipment carries the brands you trust, like the legendary Bobcat and more, and they're offering aggressive pricing on skid steers and mini excavators. Whether you need equipment, implements, or powerful Bobcats, the friendly team at WT Equipment is ready to help. Visit WTEquip.com. You're right, Chuck. You're right. You're right.
You're not wrong, Chuck.
Because we don't want.
I wanted to hear. That's really all I wanted to hear.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
This football season, it's time to tailgate like you mean it. The 1910 Club is Fayetteville's premier game day destination. Just steps from Razorback Stadium, and it's got everything you need already waiting for you. Wi-Fi, power, and real bathrooms, plus a crew that runs the show so you can just show up and have a good time. Get a full season spot or pick the individual games you want. Log on at the1910club.com. That's the1910club.com. Ben Blakeman joining us to talk about something they've been doing for 35 years, helping Arkansans with their stories and jewelry.
You know, we want you to feel comfortable. We want you to feel confident. We want you to be educated. And we have a larger selection. We have more opportunities, more availability. Some people come in knowing exactly what they want. Some people come in having never been into a jewelry store before. We want both experiences to exceed all expectations.
Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Summer in Arkansas means long days outside.
Whether you're headed to the lake, playing 18, or firing up the grill with friends, summer in Arkansas keeps you moving.
And with all those summer activities, you're going to need a beer that keeps up.
And that's where Yingling Flight comes in. Just 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, brewed for people who like to stay active and still enjoy a great tasting beer.
Make Yingling Flight part of your summer plan.
Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer.
DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Enjoy responsibly.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool and a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
By the way, good morning. We just kind of jumped in, and we're
Hey,
coffee deep. And hey, everybody,
Morning, Bart.
welcome in.
Edward.
I smell the bacon cooking. It's going to be a good day.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Well, I thought KJ was great. That was
It was
fun.
really good.
Enjoyed hearing from
It
him.
was really good. You can tell he's excited, and we'll see how it translates onto the field.
We're going to do a hog pod with him later today, and I think that'll be out at some point today.
Good.
So people can just get to know their starting quarterback even more. But thank you to...
He's an intelligent guy, smart guy, knows he's football smart, and he carries himself well, and he'll be fine.
If you see him, just say Kenneth, and you'll get his attention above all others. Everybody else calls him KJ. Ryan in Hot Springs. Ryan, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, I didn't get a tone, so I was like, "Am I on?"
Yeah, you
Anyway.
are front and center.
Well, so I had a comment about the KJ thing, and then I had a question for you, Chuck.
All right.
Last week, I actually saw. I think it was C Philly on. I may not have his full Twitter handle right, but I think he does the SEC Unfiltered maybe. But anyway, he was actually predicting that KJ would be the starter, and he would flirt with some SEC Player of the Year nominations. He don't think he was going to win it, but he said he was going to play well enough to be.
That's a
maybe
mouthful.
mentioned. Yes, sir. But not, like I said, he was saying that he wouldn't win it, but he would play well enough to get some attention. So I think that's cool that somebody's at least paying attention a little bit. And then my question for you, Chuck, is what SEC game are you looking forward to the most this year? I'll hang up and listen. I hope you'll have a great day and go Hogs.
All right, thank you.
You want the schedule?
Yeah. Here, let me look at it here.
You've identified 3 big games in different months of the season.
Utah, Tennessee, and Auburn are games that I've kind of circled. I'll be honest with you, and just in terms of like personal enjoyment, I like going to College Station. Been there more for basketball than football. And I like going to Nashville. I just like going to the city.
Do you like
Nashville.
when you go to call a game, are there certain environments on the road that just kind of get you a little fired up?
Absolutely. And A&M's one of them. I mean, we played down there, what was it, 2012 when Johnny Manziel just made everybody look silly that day. That's a big-time college football atmosphere. And, when we play basketball down there, we stay right there on campus. And so, your evening walk's generally around the stadium, and it is massive. But I like going to College Station. Those people are a little bit different, but I like going down there.
I'm getting ready for all the games. I'm just ready to play.
Well, see, that's just it. I mean, I'm looking forward to going to Utah. We obviously were out there at BYU. Provo's right down the road, so it's not like it's going to be a totally different part of Utah. But I'm looking forward to that trip. I wish it wasn't so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be here before you know it. We're Monday before Monday game week, so we'll be into game week at this time next week.
Unbelievable.
Later this week, we'll hear from the head coach of North Alabama, Brent Dearman. He'll be on the show.
And the very first Ryan Silverfield show of the year, the Catfish Show, Wednesday night.
This Wednesday?
6 o'clock. This Wednesday night, 6 o'clock. It's moved to 6 o'clock this year. It's not 7, it's 6.
That's when you know football season.
Wednesday night.
Really
6 o'clock at the Catfish Hole.
Are they going back to afternoon practices, or are they going to be a morning practice team? I can't remember, or I'm not sure I've ever actually known, or if we know at all here. And I was just thinking about that, wondering when they practice, if they practice in the mornings, or traditionally it's been afternoons forever.
Well, I know they went at 9:15 this past Saturday night. I went home Friday thinking, I'm going to go watch them this weekend. Then it was 9:15 Saturday night, and I'm like, I'm out.
You don't need to practice that like they do?
Well, the hard part for me is going to be practicing staying up. I guess that's maybe what I should have done, just practice staying up.
Well, you just got to kind of work that Saturday game plan.
That's right.
A little differently. So KJ Jackson's been named the Arkansas starting quarterback. Razorbacks announced a comprehensive reseating process for baseball. And in other news, Arkansas will face Virginia in this year's edition of the Capital Showcase in basketball in Washington, D.C. on Sunday, November 8th on ESPN. We've got an NFL player who is being waived by his team. If he doesn't get cleared on waivers, he's reportedly got a deal in place to play for LSU. We'll get to Bart Chevy of Fayetteville situation take on that. Having good vision enhances every part of your life, and that is why I go to McDonald Eye Associates. They have great doctors and staff that meets all your vision needs. I recently picked up a pair of new sunglasses, and the attention to detail and customer service was on another level. We all have preferences on the look of our shades, but checking out the different lenses helped me land the best pair I've ever had. And Drs. Betts and Mengarelli have helped numerous athletes get their best vision. Go see our friends at McDonald Eye Associates and see the best. The 1910 Club is taking tailgating to another level. It's on Oliver Street, just steps from Razorback Stadium. And every spot comes with Wi-Fi, power hookups, real bathrooms, and a club crew handling all the details so you don't have to. And if you're not ready for a full season, single game spots are available for nearly every home game. Pick your exact spot on the interactive map at the1910club.com. That's the1910club.com. Get in the club and tailgate like you mean it.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Macadoodles, customer service is the #1 priority, and it starts at the top with founder Roger Gildehouse.
It starts with the guy running it. If you make customer service your #1 issue, my people, you couldn't find one that wouldn't tell you that what's the most important thing to Roger when we open these doors every day, and they would tell you customer service. We have to take care of the customer.
Macadoodles, prioritizing customers since 1997.
Oh, no, I don't want Lane Kiffin at LSU. I want weird stuff going on.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to a roof or remodel, you want somebody that's going to do what they say they're going to do. They're going to come in on time and on budget. And you might need it right now and can't afford it at this moment. Well, Teamwork has a plan for you. Now offering financing options like 0 down, 0% for 12 months, or low fixed payments over time and no payments for 60 days. Log on to their website, teamworkbuilt.com. Teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality and powered by Teamwork.
High school athletics at its best. If you aren't following Varsity Vibe, what are you waiting for? We're your go-to source for the latest information on what's happening around the state and showcasing the players and teams that bring the action to life. Sure, we've got your highlights, scores, and all-access interviews, but we're also keeping you up to date with our newsletter twice a week and our weekly podcast. Subscribe now at varsityvibearkansas.com. Follow us on Instagram, X, Facebook, and TikTok, and make sure you're in the know. Varsity Vibe Arkansas. We've got it covered.
At First Security Bank, banking isn't one size fits all. It's personal because everyone's financial journey looks a little different. From managing day-to-day spending, to running a small business, to helping your kids learn more smart money habits, or taking that big step toward buying a home. At First Security, you get the services you expect, the technology you need, and the real support of local people who live here, know the community, and take the time to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Life moves fast, and having a bank that moves with you makes a difference. Whether you prefer stopping by a branch, banking on the app, or picking up the phone to talk with someone who actually knows your name, First Security is there. They offer smart tools like mobile banking, bill pay, and mobile check deposit, along with thoughtful solutions like flex banking for kids, checking built for small businesses, and local mortgage lenders who guide you through the home buying process. Choose the power of personal. Bank better at First Security. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question, the work that they're able to do with them in the sun. It used to be you couldn't stand on a hill a mile away and watch them practice if you're a coach. And now you get like 2 hours a week on-field work, which I think they broke up into like 14 OTAs over the summer. And you get 2 hours of film study with them, in addition to, the time that the strength staff gets to spend with them. So you do have a lot of carryover from spring, summer, and into fall camp. And so, yeah, it does feel like they hit the ground running. I have to be careful sometimes, guys, because when I say, I think they'll be good at this spot. I think they'll be good here. Sometimes when I say that, I just mean I think they'll be average. I love football, and I get excited like anybody else. I mean, I'm probably, depending on how things go, going to be somewhere around 4 wins. Give or take. Maybe I go up to 5 if I really like what I see. Maybe I drop it down to 3. But when I say stuff like, I always have to be careful with that because I get excited. But when I say something's going to be good, sometimes I just mean they're going to be average. And I think that they have a roster that is good enough. If they can do those things, penalties, turnovers, special teams, if they can do those things and they have a quarterback that is at least competent, that doesn't just kill them, that they could get to a bowl game. People look at the schedule and say, well, this is the most brutal thing ever, and there's no way that they're going to be. Teams do that kind of stuff. There's things that happen. You look at a team that is what they are right now, what they're projected. You don't know what's going to happen to Auburn. You've seen the slate Auburn has before they play Arkansas. Who knows? Shane Beamer could be on the hottest of hot seats. He could be out of there by the time Arkansas plays them. And that's in Fayetteville. There are things that can unfold throughout the course of the season that you just don't expect.
Never miss a moment of the Chuck and Bo Show on demand, driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Watch us on YouTube, Twitter, every weekday, or stream the podcast version of the show on Spotify or Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Sorry to disappoint the media, but very rarely do I bring up the media in team meetings about motivation. It's hour 2 of practice. We're not thinking about what the media voted us, right? Hopefully we all practice pissed off, right? Hopefully we all want to be great.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You're just talking. You're just talking.
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo.
Cheats, steals.
He's a real talk show host.
Live from the Warfield Distillery Studios, Idaho's most awarded Distillery.
Let it out.
Let it out.
Let it rip.
Let it go.
If you're a Hog fan, be a Hog fan.
Hey, Bo, you're wrong.
Come in at your own risk. Nobody's safe in here.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Big announcement over the weekend. We got a new starting quarterback at Arkansas.
Obviously, we just made the announcement that KJ Jackson will be our starting quarterback. I'm excited about him and his role as QB1 with the future of our program. It wasn't an easy decision, but a very confident one we made as a step. Right? And it wasn't because of lack of talent by the others. It was a great mix of guys competing for that starting role. So very, very confident moving forward with him as our starter.
Me and AJ, we've been battling all camp, and I think we truly made each other better all camp. Every single day came to work with a lot of excitement, a lot of energy. Coach Krams brought us in his office today and kind of broke the news to us and told us that, we still both got to go out there and compete every single day and be the best players that we can for the team.
Literally, there's some days it was back and forth, and it was true quarterback competition. And there's times that, where KJ had two good practices in a row and then AJ had the better practice. And I think what ultimately we decided was, they both looked really good on base downs, right? They both were doing really good things in Skelly and being able to lead the offense in different situations. But ultimately, it came down to the actual situational football.
I just got on the phone with mom and dad. I think those are the people I reached out to. They've been with me, the whole time. That's just, a milestone along the way. I still just want to be the best player I can for the guys in the locker room and win games in the fall.
Hey, he sounds like a starting quarterback. He carries himself like a starting quarterback. Now you got to go out there and do it. This is an interesting deal, though, and I was thinking about this when we were talking to KJ a few minutes ago. On one hand, and honestly, this is the school of thought that I've had. Well, if the guy coming back doesn't win the starting job, you're in trouble. That's kind of been my thought. But then listening to him talk, he made the point that I've not thought about enough, and that's that AJ came in here he's the one that knew the system. The guy that came from Memphis is the one that knew the Memphis system. He's the one that, if anybody had a leg up, it was him. So, KJ's gone out and won the job, and now he's got to go do it.
It seems like they got a good relationship,
I think so.
I think that's important.
You do not want a split locker room. That's one of the reasons people say, well, why do you name a starting quarterback when you don't have to? I don't know the dynamics of the locker room, and I'm not going to pretend that I do. We'll find that out as we go along. But whoever your quarterback is, that locker room's got to belong to him. And sometimes you walk in and it's that way the next day, and sometimes it takes a couple of days. But I'm anxious to see, now that he carries himself like a starting quarterback, can you play like a starting quarterback?
The question was asked a lot. Everybody seemed to know that KJ was going to be the starting quarterback, so why didn't they just name him? We talked about that a little bit on the show. I think part of it is what you're talking about. I'm talking about earlier in camp. I think one of the things that you do is you let the team see that happen. You let them see it get worked out. And it's another example of everybody's going to earn their spot. Because every media person – and you could talk to players, they would all probably tell you that they thought KJ Jackson was going to be the guy. But they didn't just give it to him. He had to earn it all of camp, and here we go. And I think that's just another example of the way Silverfield's going about doing things.
The players ultimately decide who starts. I don't mean they have a meeting and vote. Just the way they go about their business every day, who they respond to, who they play well with, who they follow, who they lead. The players decide who their best players are. They decide who they want to lead them. If they've not decided, it doesn't matter what the coach says. Doesn't matter what the coach says.
You can get in here on the Gasano's Pizza Hotline, 877-377-6963. You can call or text. We've had a lot of reaction to the reseating of Baum Walker Stadium as we've gone through the morning as well. We go to Mountain Home. Jim, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hi, guys. So let's talk about football prices right now are a bargain. Would you care that they went up 200-300% if we started having a 10-11 win team? Because that's the price you pay for victories, right?
Well, it's part of the equation. It's not the entire reason. It's not the entire go-to, but it is part of the equation, yes.
So, you can't cry about – I'm sure there's still cheap seats at the baseball stadium. They just got moved.
I don't know about
farther
that
down the line.
I'm not sure there's any cheap seats in that baseball stadium right now. I'm going to have to beg to differ with you there.
You're saying down the left field line?
Yes.
Grandstand seating's still expensive?
I'm saying anywhere inside the fences of that ballpark's expensive. If you ask anyone who goes.
It's all more than it was.
Yeah. Yeah, it's expensive.
I know that, yeah.
It's pretty much doubled in every category. So if you were paying $250 for season tickets, you're paying $500 now in the hog pen.
I don't want to argue semantics, but it does cost more than it once did, yes.
But again, we strive to be Alabama. We you want to have a consistent football team. That could cost money down the road too, and watch those prices skyrocket.
Well, we're not arguing with that. I mean, this is the way it is in college athletics now. But we still empathize with people that are getting priced out. I mean, here's the deal: they're going to sell all the tickets. It's not like they don't have a market for it, which is why they're doing it. It also doesn't change the fact that people who are longtime fans and want to go to games and have gone to games and have been there to help build this thing are getting priced out of being able to go to games.
It is sad, but then you go game by game possibly instead of being a season ticket holder.
Are you going to go to the games, Jim?
I live in Mountain Home. I plan on going to football games. There's an Arkansas bus in someone's front yard that I think I'm going to try and hitch a ride on and pay for gas. So I'm going to be going to football games. I don't know if that bus goes to baseball games or not.
If it does, I mean, that's a heck of a deal. I love the idea of a bus.
Yeah,
taking you to games.
It's a beautiful bus, and it's a good way to spend 90 miles because then you can have a drink in your hand.
Can't disagree with that.
Jim, thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
I'm going to say this. I don't think there are a lot of people out there that are still real naive about how much it costs to be a college sports fan. Basketball, football, baseball. I mean, the idea that like at any Razorback venue now there are like cheap seats down the line doesn't really work like that.
Yeah, what's
anymore.
a cheap seat? I mean,
you're not getting a grandstand seat in that ballpark without. I mean. Somebody said a little bit earlier, somebody had a call in that said their $5,000 donation went up to $10,000. And that's not the price of the tickets. That's just for the privilege of being able to buy them. So
the hog pen, I believe, is going to be $250 now.
Is it not $500?
Up from $190.
That's right.
$250.
It's all in the article.
That's the one area in the stadium that's remaining relatively inexpensive
by comparison.
But you also don't have a seat. So
it's also. Let me just say this: a couple things. We had a question about DVH's increase in his salary. That's not what this is about. No. This would have happened regardless.
This money doesn't all go to baseball.
The other thing is it's easy for people who aren't affected to sit here and talk about it in a way that is removed from that's why I asked Jim about going to the games. We don't disagree with Jim. We understand about competing and all that. The issue is the people that are actually the ones that have been going to the games that aren't able to go. This time around, I'm reading from the article, existing season ticket holders with chairback seats will be required to have an annual Razorback Foundation donation level of at least $500 to keep chairback seats somewhere in the ballpark. When the stadium was reseated in 2021, the tickets in 6 sections could be purchased for donations of $250 or less. That's not the cost of a ticket. That's the
donation.
That's the donation just to get into the ballpark. Somewhere,
and there aren't many of those tickets. There aren't many of those $500 donation spots. I mean, there just aren't.
877-377-6963.
I do want to make a quick point. I feel like this is a point worth making every time a reseating or something of this nature happens. The donation to the Razorback Foundation that you have to make in order just to buy season tickets. That is a very, Bo, you were talking earlier in the show about, the NFL and how well, it's run as an organization. Some people don't realize you have to make basically a donation of sorts. It's not really a donation. It's just a payment in order to have the right to buy season tickets at an NFL stadium. Yeah. Now, that's a team-by-team basis.
They call it a ticket license.
However, That is a one-time fee that you pay. You pay that fee. Now, I'm not saying every single all NFL teams are different. For the most part, that is a one-time. It is not a year after year after year.
It's like an
fee.
initiation fee.
Right. It's like an
But
initiation
it's going to
fee.
go up every 4 or 5 years. You're going to have to.
You might have to pay a little bit more.
Right.
You might have to pay a little bit more, but it's not an every year. You're not paying $500 every year or $1,000 every year or $50,000 every year, like you do in college athletics.
You gotta really want to go to a game now, man.
Yeah,
you gotta really want to go to a game. I mean, it's just the reality of it. And you got TV at home, and you got all that, but you gotta really want to go to a game. It's everywhere. I mean, it's like, what were the movies like 15 years ago? What are they now? I mean, to go to a movie.
Yeah, it's like $20.
You gotta really want to go to a movie in the movie theater. Because you're going to have it at some point soon on your TV at home.
Movie ticket, popcorn, Coca-Cola, and you're out close to $40, man.
One of the phenomenons that happens, and I've noticed this here when you have a reseating, you have people say and people complain, "Oh, I can't afford to go anymore." Well, then you have the people that have never been able to afford to go that don't want to hear the people complain who can't afford to go anymore because they've never been able to go. And when you reseat something, I mean, everybody gets mad at everybody.
Yeah.
And
except the people that have the money.
Except the people that have a whole bunch of
seats.
money. Because, look, there have been situations. This happened in basketball. It was this way for years at Baum Stadium. Say I'd come into some money. Say I won the lottery. Call them up and go, "Hey, I got $200,000. Where can you put me at the ballpark?" Well, before they reseated it, you know what the answer would have been? The hog pen. It would have been the hog pen. I can get you in the hog pen. You know what it was before the reseating at Bud Walton? Well, I can get you on the top row or the lower level, but we can't unseat somebody down here below. So there's two sides to this.
Absolutely.
There are two sides to this. Yes, there are people who've been priced out, and believe me, I'd have been one of those people. So I feel for those folks. I really do. I was there in the 90s, even before the big ballpark, even before Baum Stadium was built. And I remember how hard it was to sell that first round of skyboxes when they had 12 at Baum Walker Stadium. It was just Baum Stadium then. They were begging people to take them. I mean, you had 5, 6 people going in on boxes. Still do in some of them. But they were begging people to take them. So I remember what it was like. And I feel for those people. I really, really do. But if you've got someone who wants to, help the program, give a lot of money, but they want a decent seat in exchange for that, how do you tell them no? I mean, how do you tell them no?
There is a waiting list of approximately 75
That's right.
for suites.
That's right. And that's the reason that they can do this. And people will complain, but there's somebody ready to take your spot. Even with the price increases at Baum Walker Stadium, it's still the best value in Razorback men's sports, I think. And have thought it for years, whether it's luxury seating or chairback seating. It's the best value in Razorback sports, but it's not cheap like it used to be. And it's not free like it used to be. I wish it wasn't so expensive. I think there's a really bad aspect to it. But by the same token, people don't care what your budget is when you're not winning. They don't. They want you to win for nothing. They want you to win on the cheap. Well, it doesn't work that way.
Never really has, but certainly not now. Lane's in Cave City. Lane, good morning.
Hey, guys. I hope y'all's doing okay this morning.
Same to you, buddy.
I'll throw out one thing and then kind of get to the point that I was wanting to go to, but I'm 31 years old, a father of 3 little girls. When I was single and going up to Fayetteville whenever I wanted to, I didn't care what the tickets cost. Didn't matter. Now, this year, I'm planning on taking my 2 oldest girls the first time to at least a women's basketball game. I mean, now I look at it that I've got to buy tickets for 5 people, me, my wife, and 3 girls. And so the reality of what these tickets cost, to me, is now sinking in to where 10 years ago, I could have cared less what they cost because I was going no matter what, but I was just paying for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But the main reason I want to call in, I just want y'all's opinion, is don't you think this is awful timing on announcing this? Shouldn't we have done this maybe a month ago? To me, I feel like this has put Ryan Silverfield, this is like one of the worst things for him, because if anything goes bad early in the season, this is just going to compile on top of that. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not naive. If we go beat Utah, no one's going to care about the ticket prices right now. Or if we play Georgia within a touchdown, no one's going to care. But if something goes wrong, or if things just go as they should, on par, to where we're 2-2 at the end of 4 games, he still kind of has a negative outlook. People will have, I'm afraid, a negative outlook just because they've got the bad taste still in their mouth of this reseating.
Well,
I might be totally wrong, but I just want to know y'all's opinion.
All right, thank you, Lane. I think that's the undercurrent in the anger among fans just across the board everywhere. I think that's why when you lose a ball game now, somebody, people want people fired. Now that's not new to the NIL era, but it is something that happened, when what I'll call the moneyed era of college sports began 25, 30 years ago. I've said this before. When I was a kid growing up and Arkansas would get beat, I never heard anybody on the way to the car saying, well, they need to fire that guy. They need to fire that guy. He's not any good. Now, like every game, somebody's got to get fired. Every time you don't win, somebody's got to get fired. Well, part of it is because fans are paying an arm and a leg to be there. And all of a sudden, because they're paying so much, they feel entitled to a win. All you're really entitled to is a seat in the stadium. But when you pay so much, you want to see them win. You think that's part of the deal. And then when they don't win, you feel ripped off. And the circle continues.
Maybe just tailgate. Maybe just go to the 1910 club.
I know people that do that.
And just tailgate.
I know people
And then
that
maybe
do
you'll
that.
find a ticket that wasn't as much as you would have had to pay if you had a donation. Maybe you just do that. The 1910
That's
club.
the single guy.
That's winning.
That's
winning.
Lane when he was single.
Yeah, you can win tailgating. It's on Oliver Street, just steps from Razorbank Stadium, just west of the stadium in the Foundation parking lot there. Every spot comes with Wi-Fi, power hookups, real bathrooms, and a club crew handling the details so you don't have to. We had Dakota and Derek in here talking about it on Friday. Really cool concept, what they've created there. You can get single game spots or you can get season-long spots for football. The 1910 Club, the 1910 Club.com. Get in the club and tailgate like you mean it. Good morning. Nobody gets you ready for football season quite like the Chuck and Bo Show.
That's right.
Nobody.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Good news, your next luxury getaway is only a short drive away. At Oaklawn Hot Springs, stay in a Forbes recommended resort hotel. Unwind at Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa. And make dinner a destination at 2 Forbes recommended restaurants, the Bugler and the Oak Room and Bar. Add a 24/7 smoke-free casino, live entertainment, and all the thrills that make Oaklawn Hot Springs a premier resort destination. Join the fun. Plan your stay at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hog fans, your 5-time SEC champion Razorback soccer team is back in action on Thursday night at 6:30 when they take on number 8 North Carolina. It's a whiteout, and the first 500 fans will receive an Arkansas soccer hat. Come support Coach Hale and the Hogs at Razorback Field. Tickets are just $16 for adults and $11 for kids. Head to ArkansasRazorbacks.com or call 479-575-5151 to secure your tickets today.
In a world full of shortcuts, one whiskey refused. 100% local Idaho barley, aged in Idaho's mountain climate. For complexity you can taste, a spirit that answers to the land and no one else. This is not just whiskey. This is a declaration. Warfield, American single malt whiskey from Idaho's most awarded distillery. Set the standard. Available at select spirits retailers nationwide. Drink responsibly. Must be 21 or older.
Are you a real estate agent looking for more than just a place to hang your license? Then it's time to discover the difference at Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. At Weichert, you'll find industry-leading training, powerful marketing tools, hands-on support, and a team that's invested in your success. Whether you're a brand new agent or a seasoned professional, Weichert gives you the resources you need to grow your business and reach your goals. Ready to learn more? Text CAREER to 479-306-6139. Your next chapter starts here.
Hey, I'm sorry if this makes too much sense. I am more than happy to hear where I'm off on this.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered.
Having what they came down here for in stock on the shelf is very important. You're going to find everything that you could possibly want. I've heard customers tell me, Bo, over the years that they may be sitting around, somebody brings up some weird name whiskey, and somebody will chime in and say, well, if anybody's got it, it's going to be Macadoodles.
Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
Summer in Arkansas means long days outside.
Whether you're headed to the lake, playing 18, or firing up the grill with friends, summer in Arkansas keeps you moving.
And with all those summer activities, you're going to need a beer that keeps up.
And that's where Yingling Flight comes in. Just 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs, brewed for people who like to stay active and still enjoy a great tasting beer.
Make Yingling Flight part of your summer plan.
Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer.
DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Enjoy responsibly.
Who says bigger is always better? Burton Pools and Spas is the area's exclusive dealer for plunge pools by Thursday Pools. In-ground fiberglass pools designed for today's lifestyles with easy maintenance and more time for fun. Cool off after work, relax with family, or host friends for game day. And right now, installed plunge pool packages start under $40,000. Stop by one of Burton Pools and Spas' 5 convenient locations or visit burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, water for a better life. When it comes to a roof or remodel, you want somebody that's going to do what they say they're going to do. They're going to come in on time and on budget. And you might need it right now and can't afford it at this moment. Well, Teamwork has a plan for you. Now offering financing options like 0 down, 0% for 12 months, or low fixed payments over time and no payments for 60 days. Log on to their website, teamworkbuilt.com. Teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction, built on quality and powered by teamwork.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple. What would you tell a new Razorback transfer about the past that could affect what they do this season?
That this program has been terrible for many, many years now.
That'll get them fired up.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
He's Chuck Barrett. Good morning.
Good morning.
Bart is in the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. And let's touch on this real quick. The Cleveland Browns are waiving tight end Daquan Wright, who has an agreement in place for the 2026 season to play for LSU if he clears waivers. His agents told ESPN's Adam Schefter on Sunday. You can get a Chevy Silverado just like Chuck. You can have a truck like Chuck, or you can go to the Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room and just listen to Bart. Sit on a tailgate and talk. What do you have?
Well, my initial reaction was that I hope he doesn't clear waivers. That was maybe some NFL team or franchise or GM or coach has a grudge against Lane Kiffin and says, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and claim this guy and not let that happen.
Can he play in college?
Based on every rule that's ever existed, no. No, he can't.
Is he going to play? Is he going to be eligible?
I doubt it. We saw heading into the weekend, I guess it was late Friday, when basically a judge issued a stay in one of the temporary injunction cases that involved a whole lot of players. Once again, for the NCAA won a stay on one of these TROs. They can challenge every single one of these, and they'll win every single one of them. That's the precedent that's been set now. So I don't know why we keep doing this nonsense, because these guys are not going to play, or they'll play like a game or two, and then it'll be taken care of. We saw it with the Charles Bediako thing. We saw it with this recent stay that was granted. It's asinine to me that we keep doing this, because the precedent is now very clear. The NCAA has a clear-cut case. They are going to win these cases, the ones that they challenge. They have 1,000 batting average in this situation. So this is all just completely ridiculous to me, and it's shameful by all the individuals involved, including Lane Kiffin, and including the judges making these decisions that go against precedent, including the players involved, including the agents. It's gross, and get these people as far away from the game of college football as possible and college athletics as possible.
That'd be great, but you're not going to be able to do that. I agree with you.
I know.
It'd be great if you get rid of all these people. Yeah. But I don't know how you're going to.
This will hopefully be the last year that we're dealing with something like this because of the new rules that are coming.
One thing I don't think college administrators understand is that these types of issues have a direct tie-in to people's anger about the money that they are required to pay to be a college football fan right now. These sorts of things, I think, disgust the average person, and it makes it harder to get people to fork over money.
That's right.
So that continues. The off-the-field court drama continues. I don't know what's going to happen with these guys. That
it wouldn't surprise me if
like
he plays.
Wooden and others Wooden. That around the country, because
they're all eventually going to be ruled ineligible. Is my just opinion on what we've seen so far.
Okay. One guy that's not going to be ineligible, at least that we wouldn't expect to be ineligible, was a leading tackler from North Carolina who Arkansas got to play the star position this year, and is somebody that spoke about how the defense has improved throughout fall camp.
To be honest, I think we've been tackling pretty well. First scrimmage, we missed a couple tackles, and there was missed tackles in the second scrimmage. But throughout the whole camp, I think we've been tackling pretty well. We got to get better though, because missed tackles is not good in general. So just keep emphasizing, rallying to the ball, all 11 to the ball, and that's gonna stop missed tackles for sure.
Kamori House, I think, is going to have a big impact on defense. You're going to hear his name a lot. Another guy, Christian Harrison, was also a candidate to play that star position, and it sounds like Ron Roberts said, I need both you guys on the field, and he's going to play safety. Christian Harrison. Marvin Harrison's son.
Mm-hmm.
So we're starting to hear some things. I think you don't have a high bar to be better than last year on defense, but I think they're going to be considerably better on defense.
I think they will be. Hey, if they have the same coordinator all season long, they're ahead of last year. And don't think that doesn't matter.
That's a good point.
I mean, we talk about how bad the defense was last year. Well, yeah, they changed coordinators 5 games into the season. Head coach got fired, coordinator got fired. Of course they were bad.
It was, man, let's not talk about last year anymore. You want to?
All right.
You're good with that?
I'm okay.
Otis Kirk's coming up next. He's been at practice. He'll tell us what he's seeing. And, of course, KJ Jackson named the starting quarterback. We're in the Warfield Distillery Studios, Idaho's most awarded distillery, distilled at nearly 6,000 feet. Warfield offers a lineup that includes American single malt whiskey, vodka, gin, and barrel-aged gin, and you can find it near you. It's now locally owned. Log on to drinkwarfield.com. Type in your zip code. You'll find where they sell it near you and what restaurants you can get it at. 8:30, The Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. Good morning. We're just over here preaching the Razorback gospel today. We're going to pass the plate around right after we're done.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Are you or a loved one struggling with addiction? There is hope. John 3:16 Ministries is a free, faith-based 501c3 program that has helped more than 3,000 people transform their lives over the past 23 years. This long-term inpatient program includes lodging, counseling, medical care, and job training, all at no cost to you. In a period of 6 months to a year, you could graduate with a trade, a purpose, and a fresh start. A spiritual boot camp for men and a safe refuge for women. Log into john316thecure.com.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Kids, there's never a good deal good enough with a bad person. Still a bad deal.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's There's a place that pulses with possibility when you step through the door, where 1 second could change everything. That place is Oaklawn Hot Springs, home to a 24/7 smoke-free casino with more than 1,400 slots, over 30 table games, an exclusive high-limits area and sportsbook. And when you join Oaklawn Rewards, every play can earn points, comps, free play, and exclusive promotions, with new chances to win big every month. Join the fun. Plan your trip at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Getting the job done means tough and reliable equipment, and that's what WT Equipment is known for. A locally family-owned dealership with 4 locations across Arkansas, and always ready to help you get the job done. WT Equipment carries the brands you trust, like the legendary Bobcat and more, and they're offering aggressive pricing on skid steers and mini excavators. Whether you need equipment, implements, or powerful Bobcats, the friendly team at WT Equipment is ready to help. Visit WTEquip.com.
Experience football game days on the Hill this fall as head coach Ryan Silverfield leads the Hogs into 2026. Great home matchups line the 7-game slate in Fayetteville, including kickoff in Arkansas on September 5th, the SEC home opener versus the Georgia Bulldogs on September 19th, and a Thanksgiving weekend rivalry battle with the LSU Tigers. Season tickets start at just $300 and are available now at ArkansasRazorbacks.com.
The 1910 Club is taking tailgating to another level. It's on Oliver Street, just steps from Razorback Stadium. And every spot comes with Wi-Fi, power hookups, real bathrooms, and a club crew handling all the details so you don't have to. And if you're not ready for a full season, single game spots are available for nearly every home game. Pick your exact spot on the interactive map at the1910club.com. That's the1910club.com. Get in the club and tailgate like you mean it.
Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
I think you will see this team this year play hard, play smart, give themselves a chance to win. I'm not naive, and I don't think there's going to be, they're not going to run the table, and there's probably going to be a game or two in there you lose, you think you ought to win, and hopefully there's some games in there that nobody thinks you're going to win now that you find a way to win. But my sense, from being around these guys, just the minimal amount of time that they've been here and the minimal amount of time I've been around them, we're going to know this team's been coached. I expect to see the turnovers reduced, and I expect to see the penalties go down. And I don't think the secondary is going to get beat quite as bad as maybe the secondary got beat last year. Some of that's contingent upon putting pressure on the quarterback. So I think those areas, even though none of them are like, maybe by themselves aren't enough to, change their fortunes, if all 3 of those things happen, I do think they're going to be better.
That's what you want in year 1 of a new regime. You want to feel like that you have taken a step to change things and to fix things and to be competitive in a way that you weren't previously. To me, that's the whole reason you make a change.
Last year was just like so bad.
For so long.
And it went from bad to worse. I mean,
just like
and by the end of it, nobody was a hold of the rope.
It was over by like 4 games, 5 games into the season.
Well, when they lost at Memphis, it was over. And in retrospect. But one thing I do not think you'll see this year, I don't think you'll see this team, as the old saying goes, let go of the rope. Which did happen last year. And that I don't think will happen this season. I will be very surprised if that happens. The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search the Chuck and Bo Show.
Your favorite word, respectfully.
Yeah.
You suck.
Anytime, and I include myself in this, if the word respectfully or with all my respect comes out, somebody's
with all my respect.
Somebody's about to get it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I kind of just enjoyed getting closer to football season, and we've gotten a couple of texts today that it seems like Arkansas fans are more and more behind Ryan Silverfield as we get closer to the season, which is natural. But I think people are also getting to know a little bit more about Coach Silverfield
as they hear him speak and they see things develop a little bit. When he was hired, you don't really know a lot about him other than he was the Memphis coach and he won 55 games there. Yeah, which, you might think should have been enough, but hiring coaches is like a popularity contest, and then you get to work. You see who you get on campus, and you learn what they're about and what they're going to do, and everybody's experiencing that now.
Well, there are phases to a coaching search, and we go through all of them. And the first phase is you're just certain that every top coach in America is going to want to come coach for you. That if you'll just throw enough money they'll their way, they'll have dinner at Powerhouse, and they'll be your guy. And then you get on into it, and you realize, well, it's not going to be that way. Silverfield, though, when you look at the candidates that were – the real candidates that were out there, not the guys, the pie-in-the-sky stuff, but the real guys. He was, to me anyway, among that group of four, that everybody was talking about, many of whom were in that smaller conference. I didn't think there was anything any worse about him than the other guys.
Agreed.
I don't know what else to say about it.
We go to the Casano's Pizza Hotline. Otis Kirk is joining us. Otis, we were going to talk football with you, but we've got to start with the topic of the day. What are your thoughts on the reseating of Baum Walker Stadium?
Well, I'm going. I'm going by the fans' reaction. They don't like it, so I guess I might say I don't like it because I don't want fans turning on me too like to have Hunter. But anyway, no,
Otis,
look, man,
all for reseating. Otis says yes to reseating.
Put a headline out. Otis Kirk in favor of reseating.
Well, you know what, guys? It's just part of the day. It's just part of the times with the NIL and stuff, and the South. It's just times change. Times have changed. I'd love to say for the better, but maybe I'm sure it's better for some and not so good for others. So, It's just a different world we live in right now. It's not the same thing as it used to be, and people got to realize that. It doesn't. You can get mad at the AD and get mad at this person, that person, but the truth is, regardless of who's in charge, there's going to be decisions like that made because it's just it takes money to do what college sports are doing right now, and that's my opinion on it.
Otis, we're basically we've got one more Saturday without a Razorback game, and we're into the season. Training camp's behind us. We're into practice now. They simulated the Utah game with a late scrimmage over the weekend. Give us where you think this team is. Go all the way back. Silverfield was hired, got the roster together. That spring, we've had this practice this fall now. What kind of team does Arkansas have, in your opinion?
Well, they're going to be a better team, and they're going to be they should be much better defensively. I say that in one way, people are going to say, how could they be worse? And the other, but I do think they're going to be better defensively, much better. Offensively, I just think they've got to control, kind of like Ryan has said, do what they do best. Control what they can control. Don't go out there and turn the ball over 2 or 3 times and, limit your mistakes. If you can do that, and this defense is truly better than it was last year, which I think it is, then they've got a chance in these games. Most of them. I've said all along, I think it's a 4 to 7 win team. Somewhere in that range. I know that's a big variance, 4 to 7. So I'm not really going out on a limb. But no, I think they're not going to go to 0-8 in the SEC, or 0-9. I'm sorry, they're not going 0-9 in the SEC. I can almost assure you that, and they'll be the underdog in all 9 games. But I don't believe they'll go 0-9. I think the team is a lot better. Look, the portal was great to Ryan. It was so much better than I thought it was going to be. If he has a season that's better than everybody projected the first year, it's going to be because of that portal class. He did well in the portal. Well, he and his staff did well. It's not just Ryan. But he and his staff did well in the portal. They did real well.
Otis, where are they right now on the lines of scrimmage? Are there still battles there? Is the personnel settled? What's your take there?
I think on the offensive line it's settled as far as starting. I think it's pretty settled who the next 5 are. The defensive line, I tell you, Carlin Jones, Ryan said this last night. I've said this for a week. Carlin Jones has been the biggest surprise of the fall camp. The kid from USC has really taken over that defensive tackle position. I think David Oakey and Hunter Osborne are in the hunt for the nose tackle, but they can rotate those guys. Danny Beal's in the mix. Man, you got a kid like Day Sims from Oregon backing up Quincy Rhodes. I think Day could even. move inside some. He's big enough to play some inside if they get in that point that they need him. And he may be too good to leave on the second team. So, I mean, I think the lines have come along great. I asked him about the other position last night, the jack position on the line, and because I thought it might be a different starter every game. But he says Steven Souls is kind of taking control of that position. But depending on what the other team does, that all could change there at that.
Now, will Souls start there and Collins back him up? Is that what you think?
Yeah, okay. Collins, yes, and it would be Collins, and Wallen also, Devontae Wallen. So those are guys that have been in that mix. So I was a little surprised that he was that adamant that Souls would start.
Souls is good.
And, he's good. He's very good. And Wallen had the great spring practice, and then Collins had the great first scrimmage, 2 sacks. So they've got some options there. But I do think that they've really improved. They've got 3 cornerbacks, guys, that can play. 3 that can really play, and 2 obviously is going to start, but they can rotate. And it'll probably be Lakai Rowland rotate in. But those guys can all play. Shelton Lewis from Clemson, Joker Johnson from Tulane. And Joker's one of the best tacklers I've seen at Arkansas in quite a while. Last week in a drill at the goal line, he stood up. C.J. Brown got the ball, was going to go from the 3. Joker stood him up in his tracks. A few plays later in a scrimmage, in a little bit of a scrimmage there, KJ, I believe it was, threw to Jaden Platt out in the flat, 4th down. And, I mean, Joker hit Jaden Platt and stood him up in his tracks, moved him back. And Platt's a big kid. And Joker wraps them up. When he wraps them up, they don't get away. And I know Arkansas fans have been excited for better tackling. I'm telling you what, they're going to miss some tackles, but Joker Johnson's not going to be one of them that misses some tackles. They're going to be a better tackling team. They've tackled to the ground more than they have in the past. And that's just kind of Silverfield and Robert's philosophy to tackle to the ground. If you get somebody hurt, it's part of the game, I guess. You got to be smart with it, and they have been. It's not like they're out there 2 hours just beating the crap out of each other, but they've been smart with it, and they've had periods where they do tackle to the ground, and I think that makes a difference.
Otis, what's your biggest concern with this team?
Biggest concern is probably, till I see differently, just turnovers. And I don't think they will. This staff has emphasized that so much that I'd be shocked if they go out there. But even in the scrimmages, though, they've had pick sixes. We don't know who's throwing the pick sixes. Maybe some 4th or 5th string quarterback, so we don't know that. But just turnovers, because this team is okay. They're pretty good. They're not great, but they're good. But they're not good enough to beat teams by giving the game away. And that if they turnovers scare me, guys. They just till I see differently, it's going to continue to scare me. Even KJ yesterday down the goal line situation, he threw the ball a little behind the receiver, got picked off by Mikael Mitchell, and KJ the last couple of weeks is. I think 2 weeks ago I was on here and I said no doubt KJ'd be the starting quarterback, and he was, no doubt, but he has slipped back a little bit the last couple of weeks. I mean, he just hasn't looked as sharp the last couple of weeks. Hopefully that changes. He deserves to start, and no doubt he should be the starter, but he hasn't looked as sharp the last 10 days, maybe 2 weeks, whatever, as he did the first couple of weeks. I'll just say that, and that's just the truth. I mean, he hasn't looked as sharp. He's looked good, but not as sharp. But, yes, he should be the starting quarterback, and he is obviously the starting quarterback.
So from a talent standpoint, they're solid. They're not as good as the top of the league, but they're solid is what I'm hearing you say. And they're going to have to do the things that Silverfield's been preaching from day one to be able to be better than the people in the outside world are predicting.
When you've got South Carolina, Missouri, Vanderbilt, and some teams, those are Auburn, those are not unbeatable teams, but they are going to beat you if you beat yourself. They're going to beat you just like they did last year, like they do every year. But they have had so many chances to beat Missouri, and they find a way to lose the game. Arkansas's got to find a way to win it. And one way to find a way to win a game is to not find a way to lose it. and they have done that so much. The last 2 years really stand out to me. Last year they could have been 3-0 going into that Notre Dame game, and probably, in all honesty, should have been 3-0. But yeah, if they can just do what Ryan Silverfield has preached, is protect the football, take care of the football. Yak's preached that at running back. Smith at wide receiver. They've all preached it. Stewart, quarterback coach, Cramsey, the offensive coordinator. Those guys are all preaching that. If the message gets through, then yeah, Arkansas will be harder to beat. Let me put it that way. They will be harder to beat if they don't help the team beat them. And that's what they've done the last 2 years. They've really aided the other teams. Yeah. And they're not good enough to do that. I'm not telling you up front. They're not good. They've improved the talent, but they're not good enough to do that.
Otis Kirk, there he is, the OG.
Thank you, Otis.
Always appreciate the time, man. Thank you. Great stuff.
Oh, I appreciate you guys always asking me. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Have a great day.
Absolutely. You can catch him on the Pig Trail Nation, hogwheel.net. Otis Kirk with a look at fall camp and also the reseating at Baum Stadium.
I like the way he said that. Fans are mad, so I'm mad too.
All guests join us in the Casano's Pizza Hotline. We're brought to you in part by Oaklawn. Come join the fun at Oaklawn Hot Springs. It's Arkansas's only casino resort. If you haven't experienced the resort lately, you haven't experienced it. Oaklawn.com. Get all the details on the event center, events happening there. Always promotions and specials going on in the casino. Great dining options. Get away today. Book your trip at Oaklawn.com. Derek, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
How about them hogs, gentlemen?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, it's Bo, and I had no idea how little I knew about insurance until my man James Boyette of State Farm started telling me. For over a decade, he's been delivering real value, not just the lowest price. That means helping customers find the right coverage for their life with personalized plans that evolve as life changes. Serving all of Arkansas and Missouri. If you're looking for a true insurance partner, auto, home, life, whatever you need, go to JamesBoyett.com. Ben Blakeman joining us to talk about something they've been doing for 35 years, helping Arkansans with their stories and jewelry.
We want you to feel comfortable. We want you to feel confident. We want you to be educated. And we have a larger selection. We have more opportunities, more availability. Some people come in knowing exactly what they want. Some people come in having never been into a jewelry store before. We want both experiences to exceed all expectations.
Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks. This football season, it's time to tailgate like you mean it. The 1910 Club is Fayetteville's premier game day destination, just steps from Razorback Stadium, and it's got everything you need already waiting for you. Wi-Fi, power, and real bathrooms, plus a crew that runs the show so you can just show up and have a good time. Get a full season spot or pick the individual games you want. Log on at the1910club.com. That's the1910club.com. Getting the job done means tough and reliable equipment, and that's what WT Equipment is known for. A locally family-owned dealership with 4 locations across Arkansas, and always ready to help you get the job done. WT Equipment carries the brands you trust, like the legendary Bobcat and more, and they're offering aggressive pricing on skid steers and mini excavators. Whether you need equipment, implements, or powerful Bobcats, the friendly team at WT Equipment is ready to help. Visit WTEquip.com.
See, this is what the Chuck and Bo Show is. You just show up and have coffee with you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home. Ben Blakeman joining us to talk about something they've been doing for 35 years, helping Arkansans with their stories and jewelry.
We want you to feel comfortable. We want you to feel confident. We want you to be educated. And we have a larger selection. We have more opportunities, more availability. Some people come in knowing exactly what they want. Some people come in having never been into a jewelry store before. We want both experiences to exceed all expectations.
Blakeman's Fine Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Sports. The 1910 Club is taking tailgating to another level. It's on Oliver Street, just steps from Razorback Stadium. And every spot comes with Wi-Fi, power hookups, real bathrooms, and a club crew handling all the details so you don't have to. And if you're not ready for a full season, single game spots are available for nearly every home game. Pick your exact spot on the interactive map at the1910club.com. That's the1910club.com. Get in the club and tailgate like you mean it.
For over 20 years, ProLand Title has been making title insurance easy for Arkansas families. Founded right here in Arkansas with over 45 offices statewide, our team of title insurance veterans will work alongside you every step of the way. They're independently owned, so their only priority is you. ProLand Title can say yes when others can't. Cheer for the Pigs, close with the pros. Visit ProLandTitle.com to get a quote today. Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
The swearing has really taken over the vocabulary, right? It's lazy, you know.
Well, when you don't know what else to say, you throw that out there.
You just
at least that's been my approach.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Man, it's flown by today. 8:53 already. WT Equipment. Hey, if you got a job to do, I mean a real job, WT Equipment's the answer. At least they're going to be part of the answer. Whether you're working your land, working a job site, you want people, first off, on your team who understand exactly what you're doing, because every job has its challenges. Sometimes it's tough terrain. Sometimes it's tight spaces. Sometimes it's a short timeline. Whatever the obstacle, WT Equipment's ready. That's because Bobcat's ready. Bobcat's built for it. You bring the obstacle, they bring the solution. WT Equipment, getting the job done.
Edwards on top of the NFL for us all the time, and he was letting us know that the Raiders running back Ashton Genty suffered an injury in practice the other day.
Yeah.
And Mike Washington Jr. took the rest of the first team reps for the remainder of practice, and Washington's had a strong camp and could get playing time.
Genty is he'll be okay. It's much less serious than initially thought. But they paused practice and had a prayer circle going. It was feared to be a very devastating injury, but just a sprained ankle.
I still think
Genty
Mike Washington's going to play.
Oh, Washington's going to play a lot.
plenty.
He'll play in the first quarter, I would imagine.
He's been splitting
Yeah.
first team reps anyway before this injury.
Yeah. And look, let's say Genty can't play. Well, Washington's going to start, but he's still probably going to take about the same amount of snaps.
Yeah.
But he's going to play, made the club, and good for him.
Meanwhile, Cleveland head coach Todd Monken had great things to say about Taylor Green, but he finished by basically saying we're having a hard time
We're
getting him
gonna have
reps.
to cut him. That's basically what he said.
Basically, is Taylor Green going to change positions? Is he going to have to change positions to stay in the NFL?
I don't think he will.
Can changing positions keep him in the NFL?
He might be back on a college roster.
Is Trey
if that goes?
Who's that? Trey is Trey Lance? Was that the guy's name?
Yes.
Is he still in the league?
Yeah, he's the Chargers' backup
Well,
quarterback.
then Taylor's going to be a backup quarterback from now till the end of time.
Well, Trey Lance was the number 3 overall pick.
Yeah, well, Trey Lance, he's done very little.
Yeah, he sucks.
What I'm saying is if you're a very good athlete, you can secure a spot.
100%.
I'm not comparing the two as players.
All right, we'll do it again on Tuesday. Good vision enhances every part of your life, and that is why I go to McDonald Eye Associates. They have great doctors and staff that meets all your vision needs. I recently picked up a pair of new sunglasses, and the attention to detail and customer service was on another level. We all have preferences on the look of our shades, but check